Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, People in the Future Time and Space, I, Broken Arm Son Gohan. Chapter 41, Backyard. The door of the gravity training room is still closed, but Son Gohan is not in it, and Trunks challenges a higher level of gravity training alone. Son Gohan had told him about other ways of training, but Trunks still wanted to try gravity training, and then try to start training with the realm of Super Saiyan. In this regard, Son Gohan cannot stop. After all, Trunks is also a person, he has his own ideas, has his own IQ, how he wants to practice is his own business. As the saying goes, everyone's cultivation direction is completely different. Son Gohan, who maintains the first level of Super Saiyan, is thinking about the secret of breaking through the second level of Super Saiyan. As a time traveler, even a transformation needs to be thought about by oneself. Indeed, there is a more convenient way, that is to exchange energy points. Use energy points to exchange higher-level transformation methods with the system, so that you don't have to work hard to explore and discover by yourself. However, his current normal combat power index is still too low, and it is not enough to unlock a higher level of authority in the system. Now he can only exchange all the current system. The transformation method of the second level of Super Saiyan does exist, and it only needs to pay energy points to activate it. However, the 10 billion energy points discouraged him. There are 10 billion energy points, why spend it on transforming? Gohan. At this moment, Bulma's call called Son Gohan from his contemplation. Bulma aunt. Noticing Bulma approaching not far away, Son Gohan immediately stood up. Normally, Bulma would not take the initiative to come to him. There must be a reason for coming to him. Is there anything I can do for you? Bulma aunt. Looking at the smiling Bulma, Son Gohan asked with a strange expression on his face. Bulma didn't answer immediately, but poked Son Gohan's shoulder with his hand. I can't see it, our Gohan is still a master of love. Satan's daughter was abducted by you, and now she is waiting for you in the lobby. Quote. Satan's daughter. Vital. Son Gohan froze for a moment. This really stunned him. Unexpectedly, Vital would take the initiative to come to him. Son Gohan in the original book is because he and Vital are classmates, and after seeing Son Gohan's ability, Vital took the initiative to come to ask for advice. In this world, he replaced Son Gohan, and he has only just known each other for a short time. After meeting once, unexpectedly, Vital came to the door. Sure enough, in the history of the Dragon Ball world, minor trends can be changed, but major trends cannot be changed. As if by fate, Vital came to him anyway. He knew that this woman approached him purposefully, but it didn't matter. Hurry up, don't keep the girls waiting. While sighing, Bulma glanced at Son Gohan, observing his reaction. Bulma aunt, are you thinking wrong? Son Gohan asked with a face full of shame. Seeing Bulma's expression, he couldn't help complaining. With this gossip-like face, one could tell that he was delusional. Mama, no matter what I think, just do what you have to do, and I won't bother you young people. Bulma sees through and walks away with his hands behind his back and a smile on his face. Son Gohan was speechless, but since Vital came to the door, it would be unreasonable not to see her. In the living room, Vital was still sitting on the chair waiting for Son Gohan to come. The thoughts in her heart were messy, and the picture of Son Gohan flying away directly appeared in her mind from time to time. What exactly is that ability to fly? Androids can fly too. Vital couldn't help but fell into deep thought. If humans can also acquire the ability to fly, are they still humans? Son Gohan, what is his identity? The more suspicious, the deeper the curiosity in Vital's heart. She approached Son Gohan after deliberation, just to find out. I heard that it was Vital who came to find me and kept you waiting for a long time. While Vital was thinking, Son Gohan had already arrived here. You are Son Gohan. Hearing the voice, Vital hummed habitually. It was only after seeing Son Gohan that he was surprised again. With blonde hair and emerald green pupils, he is completely different from the Son Gohan I met 3 days ago. If it wasn't for the same severed arm, she would have suspected that this man was not Son Gohan. Can't you recognize it just by changing the hair color? With a chuckle, Son Gohan directly cancelled the first level transformation of Super Saiyan and returned to his normal state. Vital. Seeing Son Gohan's hair color change with his own eyes, Vital was dumbfounded. She rubbed her eyes repeatedly, thinking that she was dazzled. Across a guest table, Son Gohan sat in front of her. Come on, you came to me, what's the matter? Or did your father tell you to come to me? The topic revolved around the center, Son Gohan asked. So direct. Vital recalled everything that happened 3 days ago, and the courage he mustered up before completely exploded at this moment. Well, Mr. Son Gohan, I want to know, can humans really fly into the sky without any mechanical equipment? I saw you the other day. As he spoke, Vital didn't know how to continue. This question made Son Gohan understand why this girl came to him. I just saw him cast flying technique and leave, so I came here to visit him. Just like in the original book, she is also a martial artist who longs to become stronger. She also wants to learn flying technique and become stronger. Since you asked, I'll tell you, I believe you already know a lot of things. Human beings, of course, can fly in the sky, but the premise is that you must learn the flying technique. Answering for Vital, Son Gohan did not hide. There is no need to hide it from her. And, it's not a big deal. Flying technique, Vital murmured, and became extremely interested in flying technique. In the eyes of ordinary people, it is simply impossible for them to fly in the sky without relying on any equipment. But now, she has the answer. This is also completely out of touch with her before. Only then did she understand why Son Gohan could defeat the artificial man. You want to learn flying technique, right? Son Gohan said bluntly, seeing what Vital was thinking at a glance. Yes, I want to learn flying technique, so please teach me. Compared with Satan, Vital is really bold and direct. Her movements were violent, and she stood up and patted the table and approached Son Gohan, which was really cute. The figure is also perfectly reflected. I can teach you, but should you be calm and calm? After all, I'm a girl, so it's not good to be so careless. Really, Vital looked forward to it, his eyes sparkling. I can teach you flying technique, but I have one condition. What conditions? Grabbing the most important point, Vital asked again. As long as she can meet the conditions, she will do her best to do it, as long as she can learn the flying technique. This is necessary for her to take a big step forward. What is this condition? I haven't figured it out yet. If you want to learn flying technique, the time is set after your father sends the first batch of supplies, and I will teach you. Looking at Vital's impatient face, Son Gohan felt funny and cute. Should I say it or not, under the doomsday, this girl is still well maintained. Even if she is older in the future world than in the plot of the past era, her appearance are not inferior to her in the past time and space. On the contrary, the whole body reveals a mature charm. Since Vital wanted to ask him about flying technique, let it take its course and teach this girl about flying technique. Anyway, it will take some time for him to make a big breakthrough now. In this free time, I can just teach it. Really, as long as my father sends the first batch of materials, you will teach me the cultivation method of flying technique. Vital was so anxious that he wished to master flying technique immediately. Seeing her look of anticipation and excitement, she didn't care about Son Gohan's conditions at all. For her now, flying technique is the most important thing. Of course, as for when to start practicing, it depends on how fast your father can deliver the supplies. Son Gohan chuckled. Then it's a deal. I'll deliver the supplies as quickly as possible. I hope Mr. Son Gohan won't break your promise. Vital said while the iron was hot, with slightly ups and downs of his mouth. Don't worry, I always say what I say. In addition, you can change your address, just call me Son Gohan or Gohan. Smiling, Son Gohan said. Okay, I hope Son Gohan first. I hope Gohan, you can remember this promise. After getting the accurate answer, Vital got used to the address and directly changed it to the simplest name. In fact, she was not used to what it was called Mr. After seeing off Vital, Bulma came to the lobby at some point. For Bulma, she heard the series of conversations between Son Gohan and Vital just now. Also a woman, she could see that Son Gohan was a little bit interested in this Vital. Bulma didn't talk about it, but directly talked about the problems encountered in the research. Gohan, I've made a breakthrough in my experiments, and now I'm missing the last rare crystal, so I'd like to ask you to do me a favor and collect it. Rare crystal, the name sounds a little familiar to Son Gohan. Before he crossed over, he seemed to have heard of it in the plot of the Dragon Ball world. Yes, the current location of this crystal is in the volcanoes in the northern zone. I need you to help me collect it. Bulma took out a map from his bag and handed it to Son Gohan. The upper branch is located in the northern volcanic zone, where rare crystals may appear. So that's it, I know. After taking the map handed over by Bulma, Son Gohan also knew what Bulma wanted to do. According to the current timeline, Bulma should still be building a time machine, but there is still a lack of materials. In her heart, she still had the idea of changing the past. Please, Gohan, if you can't even find me, it will be really troublesome. Looking at the back of Son Gohan leaving, Bulma folded his arms and looked sad. At the end of the plan, this medicine is missing. 10 minutes passed. Son Gohan came to the volcano area according to the map. These volcanoes are all in an extremely unstable state, and there are signs of eruption at any time. But even if it erupts, it will not affect Son Gohan in the slightest. With breath protection, it is impossible for mere volcanic energy to corrode him. Not to mention, he is now maintaining the full power of the first stage of Super Saiyan. Wang, single quote. With a thought, the breath is emitted from the inside to the outside, forming an invisible breath barrier. Putting the map away, Son Gohan quickly swooped down towards a volcano below him. Entering the interior of the volcano, Son Gohan found a broken eaves and stopped. Ordinary people who want to enter the volcano must wear a lot of protective clothing and protective equipment, otherwise they will be burned to pieces by the appalling high temperature the moment they approach. For Saiyan, the high temperature is at most a little sweaty. The breath body protection is not afraid of the penetration and damage of magma. Crystal, where is it? Looking around, Son Gohan circled back and forth in the volcano, looking for the target this time. According to Bulma's account, what he was looking for was a rare blue energy crystal. That's it. In the opposite volcanic rock, Son Gohan saw a crystal shining with white light. Using the flying technique, he slowly floated in front of the shining energy crystal, holding the crystal with one hand. With a burst of brutal force, he pulled it out directly. At this moment, the system seemed to be beeping because he came into contact with this product. Ding! Detected a special energy body, white energy spar, which can be absorbed and transformed into energy points, 500 points. A system notification sounded in his mind, and the white energy crystal in his hand could be converted into energy points, and Son Gohan was instantly stunned. He almost forgot that the system is an energy swallower, but anything with energy can be converted into the energy points he needs. In the past, I only focused on fighting and absorbing the energy of the enemy in battle to convert it into energy points. But I never thought of relying on the system to convert some props and items to get energy points. How could I not have thought of this before? As long as it is an item that contains powerful energy, it can be converted into energy points. The artificial energy furnaces made by Dr. Glue can also be converted into energy points. What a pity, did not find out sooner to try. The system suddenly prompted Son Gohan to know how many billions he had missed. If I had known earlier, I wouldn't be so anxious to kill those artificial humans. Anyway, if you raise him, you can also provide him with value. System, convert it into energy points. Ding! The white energy spar is transformed successfully, and energy points are obtained, 500 points. As the system stripped away all the energy from the energy crystal in Son Gohan's hand, this crystal that shone with white light and contained a lot of energy turned into coke, no different from a broken stone. Without energy, it is just a stone. Son Gohan dropped the stone, and the stone fell into the hot lava. Besides this white energy spar, there must be other energy spars here. Muttering to himself, Son Gohan looked around. There are not many energy crystals that can be seen with the naked eye, but he can be sure that this volcano, including the surrounding volcanoes, and even underground, must contain a lot of energy crystals. I don't know how it came about, but the world is full of wonders. Bulma knew that the energy in these crystals could be converted into specific energy, so he asked him to come here to find it. To be honest, this is good news for him. As the saying goes, no matter how small an ant is, it is still meat, even though one only converts 500 energy points. It should be known that there are so many if it is 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, then it is no small matter. I don't know if I can perceive it with my perception. Since it is energy, it must emit a special breath. Close your eyes and expand your perception to cover the entire area. It took a full minute before Son Gohan gave up the idea of continuing to perceive. Except for the crystals at close range, with my perception ability, I still can't perceive the specific existence of these energy crystals. The breath of energy emitted is too different from the breath of life, so I can't lock it. Said to himself after a while, Son Gohan shook his head slightly. It's still not enough strength, otherwise, it won't be like this. Just as he was about to act, the system suddenly came to his mind. System, is there any way for me to see or perceive the existence of these energy spars? Asked directly. Ding. The most suitable ability exchange has been recommended for the host, which is only for the host's reference. As the sound of the system came, a crystal interface appeared in front of him. The Eye of Insight can generate a unique mind eye, which can see everything that ordinary naked eyes can't touch. Required energy points, 30 million points. You are really a profiteer, the system. Just such a broken ability, you need 30 million energy points. This insightful eye looks awesome from the description, but in fact it is nothing more than that. Ding. System recommendation, for reference only. The system's answer made Son Gohan roll his eyes. What do you mean by system? It's not about love or not. Okay, exchange for the Eye of Insight, said with some pain. Although it was expensive, it was very likely that he would earn it back. Son Gohan gritted his teeth and spent a small amount of energy points. Ding. The Eye of Insight is successfully exchanged, and the energy points of the host will be deducted, 30 million points. Host remaining energy points, 115,500,000 points. The moment the exchange was over, the Eyes of Insight poured into Son Gohan's body and soul, as if this ability belonged to him from the beginning. Don't let me down, otherwise, the 30 million will be thrown away. Decisively use the ability of the Eye of Insight. In an instant, a gray-white light flashed in Son Gohan's eyes, and in an instant, the pupils disappeared, and the whole world changed color in his sight. Everything seems to be different, he can see the essence. In the gray-white world, the flow of time seems to have become extremely slow. It can be said that the only difference is that there are many colorful light spots shining around him. These are the energy crystals bred in this area. It's a good bet. After spending 30 million energy points, this wave can not only be evened out, but also make money. Squinting his eyes slightly, Son Gohan started to work. Of course, the energy spar that Bulma wants will not be forgotten. While transforming useless energy spars, look for special spars. Ding. A special energy body green energy spar has been detected, which can be absorbed and transformed into energy points, 1000 points. Ding. A special energy body, a yellow energy spar, has been detected, which can be absorbed and transformed into energy points, 5000 points. Ding. A special energy body red energy spar has been detected, which can be absorbed and transformed into energy points, 10,000 points. Ding. A special energy body blue energy spar has been detected, which can be absorbed and transformed into energy points, 100,000 points. A long time ago, a sudden discovery of a blue crystal made Son Gohan stop. The last material needed to create a time machine power source. It is indeed rare to encounter such a one after collecting hundreds of them so far. The task is now complete. It's outrageous. Such a crystal is not much different from crystals of other colors, but the points that can be transformed are so different. Son Gohan muttered to himself. At least, he didn't know where the reason was. The system gave him an answer, because the energy stored inside is different and the amount is also different, so the energy points will not be the same. But this kind of answer is the same as no answer, nothing more than different levels and different numbers. More than 3 hours. Collect all the crystals you can see and transform them. Before he knew it, the energy points had reached 334.5 million points. Not only did he fill up the 30 million energy points of the Eye of Insight, but he also unexpectedly made a fortune. More than 300 million is not a lot, but it is not a lot. Inside this magma, there seemed to be other spars of different colors. Muttering to himself, Son Gohan said towards the light emanating from under the magma in front of him. To be honest, it is not too tiring to continue collecting here, but it is indeed too time-consuming. Moreover, there are not many spars left on it. Instead of continuing to collect those that have already been collected, it is better to go down and see how many energy points can be exchanged for those spars that have not been collected. Raising his hand slightly, the breath in his body was guided out, continuously condensed, and finally turned into an indestructible barrier, wrapping his body. The mere magma, now he still has a way to easily resist it. Of course, one has to proceed with caution. After all, as a traverser, even if he has absolute strength now, this is the first time he has dived into the magma. Ding! Detected a special energy body, purple energy spar, which can be absorbed and transformed into energy points, 1 million points. 1 million points. The prompt sounded suddenly, and Son Gohan wondered if he had heard it wrong. Being in the magma, he almost couldn't stabilize his breath, and a stagger caused the energy shield to shatter. This is not tens of millions before, but 1 million. The points that the blue crystal can be exchanged have already surprised him, but he didn't expect the purple crystal to be even more outrageous. What the hell is this purple energy spar? System, don't tell me, it's still a matter of quantity. Ding! Each type of spar contains different levels of energy, with different qualities and quantities. This purple energy spar has existed on the Earth for at least tens of millions of years, and it is naturally different from other spars. It was this kind of answer that made Son Gohan suddenly realize, you mean, this thing has been here for 10 million years, and because of the past so many years, it has gathered such a large and pure energy. Ding! Not all spars can meet this standard, but this spar is not wrong. After getting an accurate answer, Son Gohan was reluctantly relieved. You know, it would be terrible if all spars could evolve over time. Looking further down, there are hundreds of purple crystals. Among them, there is a black one. The body goes down. All these energy spars were converted along the way, and of course, a few spares were left behind. In case there are other uses, it's better to give Bulma a research. At the bottom of the magma, a black and golden energy spar stands in front of you. Not only bigger, but exuding an incredible power. Stretch out your hand to sense, and in an instant, the majestic energy inside enters Son Gohan's consciousness. The energy purity of this black gold energy spar is far more terrifying than the purple energy spar collected just now. At the same time, a notification sound came from the system. Ding! Detected a special energy body black gold energy spar, which can be absorbed and transformed into energy points, 100 million points. Son Gohan. Compared with the purple spar, it is 100 times more terrifying. 1. Worth 100 million energy points. If he didn't have such a feeling, knowing the horror of the energy inside, he really couldn't imagine it. This time, I really gained a lot. After the conversion, the energy points returned to 552 million. In the blink of an eye, another half-hour passed. Returning to the ground from the bottom of the magma, Son Gohan circled the area again, and after finding no black spar, he decisively used instant transmission to return to Exodus. Go and continue to collect those ordinary crystals. If you have time, you can do it in the future. It is no longer necessary now. Immediately, Son Gohan also handed over the collected different types of energy spars to Bulma. After all, for him, it can only transform energy points, and for Bulma, it may have other uses. Moreover, he does not lack such a little spar conversion energy point. Time is like running water, and in the blink of an eye it is another half a month. During this half month, the Earth has been in a very peaceful state. Son Gohan and Trunks didn't do anything else, except practice, just practice. Today is a special day, because according to the agreement with Son Gohan last time, Vital delivered the materials that were supposed to be delivered a month later by half a month in advance. It should be said that in order to practice the flying technique, Vital has worked hard. It also shows that her father has consolidated his position with the help of the title of World Champion and Savior. Otherwise, it would be impossible to collect so many things so quickly. In the garden of the Universal Capsule Private Estate, Son Gohan also taught the practice of Vital flying technique as agreed. If you want to learn flying technique, you must learn how to perceive Qi and practice Qi. It's useless to be anxious. To guide the chi in a person's body, it is not enough to just use strength to forcibly exert the power in the body. Blindly reckless, it is futile. Looking at Vital, who has already cultivated to the point of impatience, Son Gohan kindly reminded again. It is too similar to the teaching screen in the original book, which also makes Son Gohan troubled. Then, can't you tell me more profoundly, what exactly is chi? Although you showed me once just now, but that's just what I saw, and I don't know how to guide it at all. Vital was a little arrogant, said coquettishly. Son Gohan was really embarrassed when asked about his nose. Because in his memory, this is what he was born with. In the past, the original body didn't have any accurate method to cultivate chi, and it would be mastered naturally under Piccolo's training, and it was very slippery. Now let him figure out a method, which is the same as the original. What I can do is to assist you to perceive the existence of chi. As for fully guiding it out, no one can help you. After the words fell, Son Gohan guided his own breath again in front of Vital. Of course, this time the pace is slower and the steps are more defined. Once again, Vital looked very serious. That face was almost posted, and Son Gohan smelled a seductive fragrance. Have you seen it clearly? If you can see it clearly, then I will dispel the chi. In order to avoid confusion, Son Gohan opened his mouth to divert his attention. Yeah, Son Gohan didn't let go of his hands until he saw Vital nod. The condensed chi also became invisible. Then, it's up to you next, don't let me teach you a third time, I believe, you can do it. Looking at Vital, Son Gohan said again. Yeah, Vital, who was still a little absent-minded, suddenly heard Son Gohan say this, and nodded with a shy look in surprise. It seemed that she was a little flattered to be trusted by Son Gohan all of a sudden. It was evening. Sending off Vital, Son Gohan also ended her teaching. Although the chi is still not channeled, Vital also has a certain talent, and as long as she practices diligently, she will gradually realize it. Once the chi is channeled, you will naturally be able to learn the flying technique at that time. Although it's a bit strange, this girl is indeed quite cute. Talking to himself, Son Gohan walked towards his practice place. Without Vital, it's time for him to move on to his practice now. He has maintained Chao Yi's full power state for more than half a month. Now he has fully stabilized the full power of the first stage of Super Saiyan. Even, half a foot has been achieved to step into the threshold of the second level of Super Saiyan. But it was such a visible hurdle that made it impossible for him to step over it easily no matter what. Chao Yi has reached the limit. Now, I need a stronger external force to stimulate me to make myself stronger. Is there anything that can break through the limit and enter a higher realm? With the idea of a try, Son Gohan turned on the system. He wanted to find a feasible way in the mall. It is definitely meaningless to use tens of billions of energy points to directly activate the second-order transformation of Super Saiyan, and it will not be done. Host: Son Gohan. Age: 27. Bloodline: Saiyan of mixed blood of Earthlings. Special: Normal Combat Power Index: 68 million points. Currently holding System Energy Points: 552 million points. Mall List Recommended Exchange. Opening square bracket ... Super Divine Water. Possessing unpredictable divine power, Super Divine Water can tap its own potential and greatly improve the combat effectiveness of the user. Of course, Super Divine Water also contains highly poisonous. Ordinary humans with no potential or insufficient potential drink it. If you lose it, you will definitely die. The energy points required for exchange: 100 million points. Original price: 500 million energy points. Redemption quantity: 1 copy only. Opening the mall page, the first item in the recommended list made Son Gohan's eyes widen. It was indeed beyond his expectations, and it was something he hadn't expected at all. Super Divine Water. I didn't expect you to even sell this thing. When he first crossed, he hadn't fully experienced the power of the system. It's not like Son Gohan didn't think of something to improve his strength. But the Kylie Tower and the Temple of Heaven in the future world have been blown up by man-made people, and Karen-sama has long since died. The Super Divine Water naturally disappeared together with it. If it's this thing, maybe it can really help me break the boundaries, and even reach a higher level. Some impulses and desires. The system recommends exchange, and it seems that there will indeed be some things that are very useful to him at the moment. System, exchange for super magic water. After making a decision, Son Gohan exchanged for super magic water decisively. Ding! The super divine water is successfully exchanged, and the energy points of the host will be deducted, 100 million points. Host remaining energy points, 452 million points. In the palm of Son Gohan, Chao Shenshui appeared out of thin air. In the original book, it was this thing that was filled with super divine water. Not in a hurry to drink, Son Gohan planned to change places. If you drink the super divine water here, if your energy is out of control due to the process of unearthing your potential, then the entire western capital will be reduced to ruins and everything will be destroyed once. 5 minutes passed. Son Gohan came to a desert with only yellow sand and rocks. Here, there are no signs of human beings or life activities, nor is there any breath. After sweeping his eyes in all directions and finding the most suitable point, Son Gohan opened the Chaoshan water bottle and drank it down. I didn't taste the taste of super magic water, because it was unnecessary. Suddenly, a special feeling erupted from the depths of my heart, as if being drawn. Rao is the current Son Gohan who is in the full power state of the first stage of Super Saiyan, and both of them are severely affected, and his eyes suddenly widened. Inside the body, an uncontrollable majestic energy suddenly surged out from nowhere. Under the power of Chao Shenshui, the potential that belonged exclusively to Son Gohan was released, and rioted in his body in just an instant. Severe pain followed, as if his body was about to be torn apart. Crackling. Single quote. The breath became more and more uncontrollable, and several blue and white arcs emerged from the appearance of the first level of Super Saiyan. The energy that traveled and rotated in his body was stabilized by his strong body, but in the next second, the layer of shackles that sealed his potential and energy was opened at a layer deeper in his body. In an instant, the energy in his body became chaotic, and the boundless energy flew and ran away in his body, as if it might make him explode at any time. Unimaginable pain spread all over his body, and Son Gohan let out a cry like a roar to the sky. Ah! His teeth were clenched, the veins on his forehead were bulging, and the hysterical cry came from his heart. It could be heard how much pain he had endured. Unimaginable devastation swept his whole body from the inside out. Fortunately, his willpower is firm enough and he is a time traveler, otherwise he might pass out directly because of this. With the release of potential, the increase in energy is getting bigger and bigger. Son Gohan's momentum exploded even more, and the energy of the first level of Super Saiyan's full power exploded uncontrollably towards the four directions, turning into streaks of golden light, shooting obliquely into the sky. The impact of the energy riot caused the earth to be torn apart, and the sky was swept by a strong aura, which directly changed from the previous near evening to night. Darkness fell, dark clouds gathered, lightning and thunder. Terrifying lightning bolts descended from the sky, creating terrifying potholes on the ground. Son Gohan stood among the thunderbolts, his golden arrogance getting higher and higher. As the potential development continued, the combat power value began to increase. Rising from the full power of the first stage of Super Saiyan. The combat power value is 5.25 billion. The combat power value is 5.34 billion. The combat power value is 5.56 billion. The combat power value is 5.78 billion. The combat power value is 6 billion. Combat power value is 6.5 billion. The combat power value is 7 billion. Son Gohan's energy purity continued to increase, and the medicinal power of the super divine water gradually spread to the whole body. While digging deep into the potential, he also fully fit the unearthed power with him. 5 minutes later, the severe pain that spread throughout the body completely dissipated, replaced by a warm current and strength that spread throughout the body. Bitter before sweet. After the pain, the sweetness finally comes. Son Gohan himself felt that the surging energy in his body had completely surpassed the previous limit, and it took him a long time to not touch the realm. Moreover, the shape has also undergone a huge transformation. The golden hair stood up even more, and the intensity of the aura increased a lot, and the purity was not comparable to before. There are blue and white arcs lingering around the body. This form is the symbol of the second level of Super Saiyan. With a normal 100 times increase. Is this my current strength? And this state, finally reached, Super Saiyan, the second level. Son Gohan frowned and laughed. With the help of Super Divine Water, he finally broke through this restriction and stepped into the second level of Super Saiyan. Open the system panel and check your own information. Host: Son Gohan. Age: 27. Bloodline: Saiyan of mixed blood of Earthlings. Special. Normal combat power index: 80 million points. Current status: Super Saiyan second tier. Combat power value: 8 billion. Currently holding system energy points: 452 million points. The normal combat power value has been increased from 68 million to 80 million. This is not just the increase brought about by breaking through the realm, but part of one's own potential has indeed been tapped under the baptism of Super Divine Water. 8 billion. With my current strength, even the lightning cell in the original book is definitely not my opponent. Son Gohan is very satisfied with the confidence brought by his strong strength. However, it's still early. In the future, he will need stronger strength to resist stronger enemies. Next, the most important thing is to break through the 10 billion combat power value. Breaking through tens of billions, then hundreds of billions, and then trillions. This moment, the underworld on the far side. King of the Great Realm. The two tentacles on top of King Kai's head faintly sensed a terrifying energy fluctuation coming from the northern Milky Way. Following the investigation of energy fluctuations, his attention came to the Earth again. Just in time, I saw Son Gohan, who just broke through the second level of Super Saiyan. Such a situation made King Kai startled, and hurriedly called Son Goku, who was practicing not far away. Goku, come here quickly. Huh, what's the matter, Lord Kai? Son Goku stopped what he was doing when King Kai suddenly interrupted his practice, and turned around with a puzzled expression on his face. Stop practicing, come and see your son, Gohan. He seems to have broken the limit of Super Saiyan again. King Kai waved his hand, and the superpower was activated, releasing all the gravity-led weights on Son Goku's hands and feet. Without restraint, Son Goku quickly approached and put his hands on King Kai's back. Hey, as expected of my son, can he become the second level of Super Saiyan in such a short time? Gohan is really a genius. Seeing the son of the earth, Son Goku, the excited face said. With blonde hair and blue eyes, a bunch of bangs on his forehead, and blue and white electric arcs all over his body, plus this imposing manner, it is the unique symbol of the second level of Super Saiyan. How, am I right? Your son is really amazing. You know, even you have cultivated to this level after many years of death. King Kai laughed. Well, I didn't expect him to transform so much in a short period of time. If possible, Lord Kai, can I have a few words with Gohan? Son Goku asked. Such a request is the first time. Hearing this, the corners of King Kai's mouth rose and fell slightly, but he didn't care too much. If there are too many times, I will definitely not open this back door, but if it is a rare one, I will still be humane. The screen turns and returns to Earth. In the desert where Son Gohan lives. After a brief adaptation to Super Saiyan's second-order transformation, Son Gohan also summed up the advantages and characteristics of Super Saiyan. At the same time, I also knew the reason why I couldn't break through easily. How should I put it? In terms of physical strength and energy consumption, the second level of Super Saiyan is twice as high as the first level of Super Saiyan. Of course, this may be the reason why he has just entered the Super 2 realm. But in terms of strength, speed, and all other indicators, the second level of Super Saiyan is far superior to Super 1, even if Super Saiyan is at full power, it cannot be compared. At the same level, even the full power Chao Yi with higher combat power will definitely not be able to beat Chao Tu. This is really a gap in rank. Quality rolling. Unless, the gap in combat power widened. And the reason why he couldn't break through was not because he couldn't break through, but because he was restricted by himself. The emotional changes needed for Saiyan's transformation and the rapid expansion of the S cells required, he didn't grasp it to the extreme, nor did he have a good way to control it. Super 1, it is enough to concentrate on the back and spine. In the process of transforming just now, Chao concentrated on the top of his head, and then exploded to cover his whole body in one breath. This process is very wonderful. Now, I can start the next step. With this strength, Son Gohan has a clear plan. As a time traveler, he knows that Saiyan has many different evolutionary routes. The first path, representative transformations starting with the power of blood. Super Saiyan first level, Super Saiyan second level, Super Saiyan third level, and even Super Ape-like Saiyan, Super Saiyan fourth level, including Dragon, the fifth level of Super Saiyan that only appears in ball fan works. The second path, the representative transformation with the power of God as the main direction. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God Blue, Super Saiyan Blue Color, Super Saiyan God Blue Evolution, Super Saiyan Dark Blue Evolution, Super Saiyan Blue, the third level of color, Ultra Instinct, Self-Consciousness. The third way is also the new state of Son Gohan in the latest Dragon Ball theatrical version, relying on his own potential to advance to a new state, Super Saiyan Beast, which can also be called Super Saiyan Beast. The specific increase in strength is unknown, but judging from Son Gohan's feelings at the time, the strength of the Super Saiyan Beast will not be inferior to that of Super Saiyan God, or even Super Saiyan Blue. This form is a special transformation born from the mixing of Saiyan blood and Earthling blood. To take the next step well, I still have to go back to the past era, or in other words, other parallel worlds of time and space. Secretly clenched his fists, the defects of the body can be repaired after going back to the past. Gohan, Gohan, can you hear me? Gohan. In his thoughts, suddenly, a special voice sounded in his heart. This also made Son Gohan stun suddenly, and his consciousness was completely pulled back. This voice is Dad. The voice in his head made Son Gohan feel too familiar. As a time traveler and also Son Gohan, he immediately called out the word Dad. He really didn't expect that Son Goku in this world still exists. It's not that he disappeared without a trace. Moreover, he actually took the initiative to contact him at this time. That's right, it was me. Now that I think about it, we haven't seen each other for many years. I really miss you, Gohan. Son Goku, who was far away on the King of the Great Realm, communicated with Son Gohan through King Kai's ability. Dialogue talk. If it were the real Son Gohan, it would be nice to hear Son Goku. But now Son Gohan is a time traveler, although he will be touched very much, but he will inevitably have a different psychology. Father, haven't you been reincarnated? You've been in the underworld for so many years. Looking up, Son Gohan looked at the sky and asked. Getting serious, but that's what Son Gohan has to figure out now. If this is the case, then it is very likely that the Z fighters who died on the Earth are all in the underworld. If this is the case, why not return to the Earth to solve the artificial human crisis? When this time came, he had to jump out. Son Goku over there seems to be able to understand his feelings, and said very simply, yes, not only I am here in the underworld, but everyone who died is also there, and your mother. I know you are very angry now. I am angry that I have not come to you for so many years, and, for so many years, I have watched people on the Earth die and get hurt, and never show up. Gohan, you also know that I am already a dead person. A dead person cannot have too much concern and connection with Yangjan. I can talk to you now because of the privilege given by Lord Kai. Son Goku saying that, King Kai who was standing in front couldn't help but tilt his head, with a proud look on his face. Show off your own merits. Really, if that's the case, then why come to me now? Isn't it meddling in Yangjan now? Son Goku's words were a little guilty. No doubt, this was shirking responsibility, and Son Gohan's accusation followed suit. Speak up. This also made Son Goku speechless for a while. After being quiet for a long time, Son Goku over there said another sentence, I don't have much time to speak. If you can solve the crisis of artificial humans, I believe you can also stir up the future of the Earth. Moreover, you have reached the second level of Super Saiyan now, and you will become stronger in the future, surpassing all of us. 100 years later, when you come to the underworld, we will meet again. At that time, Dad will apologize to you. It's Gohan. With the last salutation, Son Goku voluntarily let go of his hand. He is already satisfied, as Son Gohan said, he goes to him now, isn't it interference? Then that's the end of the communication, Gohan. If there is anything in the future, you can directly use your consciousness to call out my name to the coordinates I gave you, so that I can hear you. King Kai is not like Son Goku, on the other hand, gave Son Gohan the same privileges as Son Goku. Son Gohan doesn't care whether he will use it in the future, since it is free, don't take it for nothing. Sensing the disconnection between King Kai and Son Goku, Son Gohan calmed down. It's great that you didn't really disappear or die. This world is not as boring as the original future time and space. Knowing the second level of Super Saiyan, so you have already reached it in the underworld, Dad. The corner of the mouth slightly ups and downs, new ideas have come into Son Gohan's mind. Now that it has been confirmed that Son Goku and the others are in the underworld, it is only a matter of time before he goes to the underworld. To be honest, he is also very curious about how strong Son Goku is now. After all, if calculated according to time, the future world is 20 years after the length of the original man-made man. It stands to reason that it is the original Majin Buu that needs to follow the storyline, even to the super plot timeline. Hell. King of the Great Realm. Son Goku, who hastily cut off the conversation with Son Gohan, took a deep breath, not knowing why the conversation with his son was so guilty. It seems that he has let go and has no scheming, but he still thinks of being sorry for his son. Goku, if you wanted to be resurrected back then, I could actually contact the Namek people at any time. Now being questioned by your own son, you don't feel good, right? King Kai put his hands on his back and smiled at Son Goku joked. Not to mention anything else, just because of his status as King Kai, no creature in Northern Galaxy would dare not listen to him. It is only a matter of one sentence if the Namek people of the new Namek get together the Dragon Ball to revive Son Goku who died of a viral heart attack. Back then, he planned to use the Dragon Ball to revive Son Goku, but Son Goku refused. He fell in love with the strong men in the underworld and chose to practice here. Using the Dragon Ball, didn't you say, Lord Kai, that it will change the trajectory of the universe, and I died a natural death? In order not to cause further trouble to the earth, I let nature take its course, so it is best for me not to be resurrected the choice. Son Goku learned the lesson, and responded with a reason that King Kai couldn't evade. Really, I almost forgot that I said that. King Kai chuckled lightly. Honestly, I didn't expect Gohan to change so much. Talking to him, I actually have a feeling that he is more mature than me. Son Goku smiled wryly. Indeed, for my own selfish desire, threw the burden of protecting the earth to other people, regardless of their feelings. Isn't this the case from the beginning? You kid and you have been dead for so many years, nothing has changed. It is said that time can change everything, but it is useless to you. To be honest, I can feel that the current Gohan has a lot of prejudice against you. If it is not necessary, I suggest not to contact you for the time being. I have carried it for so many years, and there will be no major accidents. After that, I will continue to work as you. Be a bystander, King Kai said. Well, this time is the last time. When he comes to the underworld, we can have a good chat with him face to face. Son Goku nodded. Hearing this, King Kai was ashamed. It's just you who are so heartless, thinking that your son will come to the underworld soon. Son Goku, time flies, the earth ushered in 2 peaceful months again. In these 2 months, many changes have taken place on the earth. Among them, it revolves around the development of planting crops, restoring power system energy equipment, rebuilding projects, gathering human beings to advance together, etc. Under the leadership of Satan, who bears the title of Savior, all human beings worked together to rebuild their initial homeland. 2 months, neither long nor short. When all the surviving human beings gather their energy and gather in one place, the rich social scene of 20 years ago can be rebloomed in the shortest possible time. This is the change of the earth. In 2 months, Son Gohan has changed a lot. Although in terms of strength, there are not many breakthroughs in the normal combat power data, and the transformation has not broken through to a higher level. However, he has completely stabilized his strength now, and has reached a normal combat power of 85 million points. With his current strength becoming the second level of Super Saiyan, the combat power value can directly reach 8.5 billion, or even exceed this node, and go straight to 10 billion. Looking at the current space-time world, this strength is absolutely invincible. Beyond this convenient change, there is something inherent about becoming natural. Whether it is fighting style, moves, skills, or abilities, Son Gohan has been complemented to a certain extent. It can be said to be completely new. Besides, Trunks has made amazing progress in the past 2 months. According to the practice method taught by Son Gohan, combined with gravity training and daily training to maintain the first level of Super Saiyan, it has achieved very good results. Now, he has half a foot into the full power of the first stage of Super Saiyan. Whether it is the second stage of Super 1 or the third stage of Super 1, he can use it. I believe that if you give him some more time, he will be able to fully enter the full power of the first stage of Super Saiyan. Needless to say, it really deserves to be Saiyan who inherited Vegeta's blood. This aspect of talent and comprehension is amazing. In just 2 months, Trunks' normal combat strength value also increased from 5 million to 9 million. The distance from the normal combat power of 10 million is only a short step away. When he officially enters the unit of tens of millions, the first level of Super Saiyan's full power must have been achieved. By the way, it is worth mentioning Vital. Compared with the two, it should be Vital who has improved the most. After all, her starting point is low, and her combat power is only a few dozen points. As a person on Earth, in less than half a month, he got out of self-cultivation. When delivering supplies, he found Son Gohan again and learned the flying technique. This was half a month, and in the next 1.5 months, this girl has been pestering Son Gohan a lot, and also learned various skills and ways of using chi from him. Up to now, Vital's combat power level has reached nearly 200 points. To say that she has no talent is completely nonsense. You know, how much combat power did Piccolo Daimao have in the first part of the original book? How strong are Son Goku and Keelan, who practiced under Master Roshi, when they participated in the world's #1 martial arts tournament for the first time? Maybe it's because of the different times, maybe it's also because of Son Gohan's teaching. All in all, Vital is a genius. Western Capital, Universal Capsule Private Estate. At noon, Son Gohan and Trunks finished a new round of training, and began to turmoil under a series of delicacies arranged by the home robot made by Bulma. There are 2 Saiyans at home, and the supplies needed are not ordinary. However, with the tool man Satan will send people to deliver supplies every once in a while, which solves the problem here. Even with Satan as a tool man, it becomes more convenient for Bulma to collect anything. Even the time machine, which was originally expected to take 3 months to build, was shortened to 2 months. The energy for the time machine to travel through time and space, Bulma is also ready. All that is left is a suitable candidate for the test. After the meal, Bulma walked around Trunks in front of him and came to Son Gohan. Gohan, the time we discussed 2 months ago has now arrived. Hearing this sentence, Son Gohan's spirit trembled. Could it be, Bulma, and you already? Time machine, are you ready? It was unexpected that it was so much faster than expected. Trunks on the side was a little confused, not knowing what was going on. It wasn't until I heard my mother tell the details that I suddenly realized. Yes, the time machine has been finalized and can travel to any time period in the past. Originally, I wanted Trunks to complete this task, but if you think about it carefully, you are still Gohan alone. It's better to go. After all, the main purpose is to deliver medicine to your father. Besides, you are more stable by yourself, and you won't be held back by Trunks. Having said this, Bulma was slightly taken aback, and his expression changed slightly. This change, Son Gohan saw it. What Bulma is worried about is not just lip service. The time machine, after all, is still an experimental product, and it needs to be tried by someone to determine whether it is usable. Being calculated by Bulma, Son Gohan didn't care too much. If it were Son Gohan, he would definitely choose this way. I see, Bulma aunt thinks the same as me. Nodding, Son Gohan replied. After all, he was eager to get rid of Trunks, the brat. Mom, and brother Gohan, you guys have already discussed it. Why don't I know anything? Trunks, who was on the side, began to lose his temper again. Of course there is a reason for not telling you. If you are so frizzy, the time machine may not be available by now. Bulma stretched out his hand to cover his forehead, with a resentful expression on his face. She really hoped that Trunks would grow up to be independent soon. If he was like Gohan, then she wouldn't have to worry about it. After being reprimanded, Trunks couldn't tell. Seeing this, Son Gohan smiled slightly. Okay, when you will contribute in the future, even I am not sure about what happened this time. Finally, Trunks was appeased. Several people came to the backyard garden together. Come on, Gohan. For this day, I have prepared a new set of clothes for you. Not only can you hide your identity, but it can also show your specialness, making the past everyone was shocked. Bulma said while laughing. Son Gohan can understand. After all, Bulma's idea is that it is best for everyone not to know the identity of the person who travels through time and space, otherwise, the change will be too great. He didn't think too much about it, because it was just a small problem of concealing his identity. Even if Bulma wasn't ready, he would have covered himself. After all, it's better not to reveal when meeting for the first time. It's just that when he saw Bulma preparing clothes for himself to cover up people's ears, Son Gohan was completely dumbfounded. What the hell? Isn't it the Super Saiyan suit that Son Gohan asked Bulma to make in the original book? He doesn't want this kind of stuff that is full of breath in the second class. How is it? How handsome. This is my carefully crafted superfiber variable temperature controllable combat suit. Once worn, it is not only ventilated, breathable and heat resistant, but also suitable for you to fight. Bulma looked proud, seems to be waiting for a compliment. Son Gohan was speechless for a while, and Trunks looked on, also embarrassed. Well, Bulma aunt, I don't think this outfit is necessary. The green one is too conspicuous and outstanding. I'd better wear the black one next to it. His eyes swept away, and he hurriedly diverted his attention. In the cabinet here, besides the Saiyan Superman's costume, there are several sets of clothes beside it. Among them was a simple black hooded cape. Isn't this better than that Super Saiyan Superman's clothes? Secondary school and so on, just leave it to the original body. He is not the master of secondary school. Hi, third sound. He groaned in disappointment. I made it specially, and it took several days. But, Gohan, you are right, do as you like. Everyone's aesthetics are different, and Bulma can't force it. Let's go and see the time machine first, that's the most important thing. Bulma led the way and continued to open the door of the research room. In order to prevent news leaks and any accidents, Bulma has been conducting closed research here. Even Trunks and Son Gohan don't know what's inside. Feast your eyes now, it's really high-tech to people's unimaginable. Needless to say, Bulma is really the most powerful technological genius in the world of Dragon Ball. Only you can't think of it, but you can't do it without her. The time machine has gone through all the tests so far, so the only thing needed now is Gohan, you drive the time machine back in time. In terms of energy, I thought I could only make up 2 times, but after refining, I refined 3 cans. Each can support 5 times of space-time travel within 100 years. Of course, each time can only carry 1 tank energy. If you need to replenish energy, you have to come back here, and inject it with the help of the equipment here. And also, ... As Bulma's explanation deepened, Son Gohan's understanding of the time machine became clearer. Trunks on the side was also stunned for a moment, fascinated by it. ... Half a day has passed. After knowing enough about the time machine, Son Gohan also made a decision. After preparing the required luggage, I plan to try it immediately. In the past, it was because the time machine hadn't been made, so all he could do was practice and improve his strength. Now that there is a time machine, the next step of the plan can be carried out. A simple Super 2 can never satisfy Son Gohan. He wants to go back to the past, not only to meet the Z fighters from the past, but also to strengthen himself with the help of the plot of the past world. Really don't think about it, rest for 2 days before time travel. Gohan, I know your sense of responsibility, but now that the crisis in the future has been lifted, all we have to do is to deliver medicine to your past father. Before departure, Bulma couldn't help persuading. Hearing this, Son Gohan smiled lightly. Anyway, sooner or later, it's better to be late than early. Okay, now that you've made your decision, Bulma aunt can only wish you a smooth journey. Remember to say hello to everyone you met in the past. Finally, I still want to say that you must ensure your own safety and your own. Don't reveal your identity. After saying the last sentence, Bulma was still a little worried. However, it's all at this juncture, and there is nothing to do if you don't worry. Everything has to happen to know the result. Then, I'll go first, Bulma aunt. For you, the me after the future travel should come back soon. Raising his hand and waving, Son Gohan started the time machine. The energy volatilized, and the energy propelled the time machine to levitate into the sky, surrounded by an invisible force. Feeling nothing special, Son Gohan glanced at Bulma below again, and finally looked at the door of the laboratory. Trunks was there, and he probably wanted to go with him, but he couldn't, and was sulking as a child. Shaking his head, retracting his thoughts, accompanied by a muffled sound, some special ripples and fluctuations occurred in time and space. As the picture in front of him suddenly lit up, Son Gohan couldn't help closing his eyes. In the laboratory, the time machine has disappeared out of thin air, as if nothing happened here from the beginning. Upper bound does not belong to the universe, nor does it belong to another higher dimension in the Supreme Kai world. Gods of Destruction Realm. On the lawn outside the towering giant tree in the center of the Gods of Destruction world, Angel Whis of the Seventh Universe is holding a scepter with a dignified expression. On the precious jade at the top of the scepter, a picture of the Earth is projected. Its content is exactly the scene where Son Gohan boarded the time machine and traveled across time and space. It was really unexpected. Trunks did not take the time machine to go to the past, but Son Gohan went there. The original trajectory has been greatly deviated. The future of this world has been affected by a certain force. Push, is it going to be changed? Angel Whis muttered to himself, a trace of doubt flashed in his eyes. As Angel, he is always monitoring what is happening in every corner of the universe. The Earth has always been within his monitoring range. The future of this world has already been decided. According to the original plan, Son Gohan should have been killed by the artificial man half a year ago. And Trunks will also take a time machine to the past time and space in the near future. Now Son Gohan is not only still alive, but all the artificial humans raging on the Earth have also been killed by him. The candidate who took the time machine to the past world also changed from Trunks to Son Gohan. In this future world with a predetermined ending, the future is no longer accurate. Whis did not stop Son Gohan's thoughts, but chose to wait and see. The running track of each world will have some unpredictable changes due to a small difference. IG 766 years. Earth. The Earth in this period has not yet been rampant by man-made humans, nor has it faced any other crises. The wind is calm and the breath of peace spreads all over the world. However, most people don't know it, but some people know clearly that the Earth is in a catastrophe. In the space outside the Earth, a huge disc-shaped universe spacecraft is approaching the Earth at an extremely fast speed. Moreover, it broke through the Earth's atmosphere in an extremely domineering way. Among the Z warriors of this era, except for Son Goku who was still rushing towards the Earth in the universe, they were all stunned by this scene. Whether it is Vegeta, who has become stronger, or Piccolo, who has become stronger, they are caught in infinite fear. Since Namek was defeated and returned, Vegeta has carried out gravity training on Earth for a year, and his combat power has exceeded 4 million points, which is much stronger than when he was in Namek. Such a sturdy normal combat power already has the qualifications to be promoted to Super Saiyan. However, he has yet to reach it. As the current second largest force among the Z fighters present, Piccolo's strength is no less than 3 million, but what is this 3 million? This gas is Frieza's right. Kakarot, he didn't kill him on Namek. Well now, that guy has come to Earth, and the whole planet will be blown to powder by Frieza. We all will die. Vegeta gritted his teeth, cold sweat dripped from his forehead, anger and despair continued to spread. The Vegeta of this period is not yet the Vegeta of the future. He has not transformed, nor has he changed. On the side, the other Z fighters were silent. There is nothing wrong with Vegeta scolding. If Goku killed Frieza on Namek, there would be no such incidents. Besides Frieza, there is a breath, bigger than Frieza, and much more evil. Piccolo on the side had a serious face and a hoarse voice interjected. There are monsters more terrifying than Frieza. Goku hasn't come back yet. Can we hold back? Keelan trembled. Compared with Frieza, he was more afraid of another monster besides Frieza. That monster, without a doubt, was King Cold. Vegeta knew very well who the monster Frieza brought this time was. After all, he was also part of the Frieza Legion. If I'm not mistaken, Frieza came to Earth this time and brought his father, the former emperor of the universe, King Cold. Vegeta clenched his fists tightly, and the pressure was expanded to the maximum. After serving the Frieza Legion for so many years, I also know the Frieza family. In addition to the former Universe Emperor King Cold, there is also a cooler whose strength is bottomless. What should we do now? Hide. Yamcha in this period has become a coward. Facing a strong enemy, he immediately had the idea of fleeing. He didn't even think about it. The other party had already landed on the earth. If he escaped, where could he escape to? As soon as the words came out, Vegeta gave him a disgusted look. If you want to escape for your life, get out of here. Trash is trash. You don't even have the awareness of being a soldier. Even if Kakarot comes back in time, it won't help. King Cold is not Frieza. He is far more terrifying than Frieza. Vegeta turned to the side. Yamcha said sarcastically. Also, even if you escape and enter the universe, Frieza will definitely catch up. Do you think the universe ship made by that woman can compare with the Frieza army? After finishing his words, Vegeta diverted his attention. His words were obviously telling the people present, can you run away now? Let other people's aspirations destroy one's own prestige. Are you running for your life before the battle begins? Piccolo looked at Yamcha contemptuously, muttered something disdainfully, and strengthened his determination. At a time like this, let's stop bickering, in my opinion. Let's go and have a look first. If you can't escape, then just face it head on. Tianjin Fan said to everyone. Come if you want, remember to hide your breath. I don't like to stand with guys who are slowing down. With a jump, Vegeta flew out directly. Next, of course, is Piccolo. And then Keelan, Tianjin Fan, and little Gohan after they looked at each other. Finally, there is Yamcha, and Bulma of this space-time world. At this time, they still have a relationship, and they haven't completely broken up. At the same time, it is located on the great wilderness of the southern region, at the mouth of a certain rocky mountain. There was a sudden change in time and space, and ripples continued to escape. More than 10 seconds passed, and a time machine traveled across time and suddenly descended into this world. There is no doubt that this is Son Gohan driving the time machine, 20 years from the future, came to this past time and space world. The time machine landed on the ground. Although it was the first time to control the operation, it was not difficult. Opening the hatch of the time machine, he took a breath first. Immediately, Son Gohan flew out of the cockpit and landed on the ground in front of the time machine. Looking around, there are several special expressions in his eyes. The time and place should be right. And these auras. It seems that the time travel is a perfect success. In the aura perception, the aura of the Z fighters of this period emerged, and Son Gohan can be sure that he came to nearly 2 years ago, 10 years ago. Press the button next to the time machine, and the time machine instantly transforms into a universal capsule. Son Gohan grabs it and puts it into the capsule. Frieza, and King Cold, isn't that the only strength? Turning his gaze, Son Gohan looked in the other direction. Those two auras also exist in the memory of the original body Son Gohan, so there will be no mistakes. The only thing that is uncertain is that this King Cold is really nothing more than that, or that he didn't have time to transform in the original book. No matter what, let me meet for a while, he said to himself, and with a flying body, Son Gohan soared into the sky. Unlike the future world, even though this place is a wilderness, it doesn't have the aura of doomsday. I don't know, what kind of expression will you in the past world have when you see me? And you in the past world. Chapter 51. Located where the Frieza universe ship landed. King Cold and Frieza came out from the hatch. In front of them were dozens of powerful legionnaires. Although coming to Earth this time was in a hurry, it also brought a large number of senior combat members. Although it is much worse than the fighters of Sabo Dodoria and the Ginyu team, the combat power value is not too low. At least, there are fighters with thousands of combat power, or even nearly 10,000 points. This is a nice planet. Although it is a little smaller, the quality of the air and the environment are quite good. It would be a bit too wasteful to destroy it like this, Frieza. Intelligence information. King Cold knows that the Earth is a good vacation planet after all. It was so perfect that he even wanted to weave this planet into his back garden. Dad, although such planets are rare, they are innumerable in the universe, and it only takes a little time to find them. It's just an Earth. We just need to kill all the people on Earth and not destroy the planet itself. Sell it for a good price. Frieza sneered at the side, speaking calmly, without any emotional fluctuations. Okay, then I'll listen to you. Wait here for that Super Saiyan to come back. King Cold listened to Frieza's advice and said in every possible way bored. Anyway, he just came for a formality. If Frieza can't get rid of that Super Saiyan, let him take the shot and get rid of that Super Saiyan. I'm very much looking forward to what that wild monkey Son Goku will look like when he returns to Earth and sees all his compatriots being killed by my subordinates. Ho. Frieza's evil and cruel can definitely be called the number one in the universe, at least for now. It is absolutely evil and cruel. Seeing the subordinates in front of him eager to try, Frieza smiled even more coldly, and said simply, "Action, my subordinates, go and kill all the people on Earth." Following his order, all the soldiers showed expressions of hunger and urgency. Those who can serve as fighters of the Frieza Legion, and can still secure a certain position, are masters with means. Just at the moment when they were about to act, the god of death who was about to send them to hell came. While Frieza was talking to King Cold, Son Gohan from the future had arrived quietly in black. Earthlings. Noticing Son Gohan in black robe, Frieza had a playful look on his face. He put his hands on his chest and said in a teasing tone, "You took the initiative to find the king, are you here to surrender?" Surrender. A mere Frieza, too. Under the black robe, a smile appeared on Son Gohan's face, and his sharp eyes locked on Frieza and King Cold. With just one glance, their combat power values appeared in the eyes. After being transformed, the mechanical Frieza has the same combat power value given in the original book, reaching 170 million. And King Cold on the side, not sure if he will transform, has a combat power value of 180 million. No wonder, in the original book, this guy was killed by Trunks so easily. After all, the combat power of the future Datu is 240 million points. I'm here to invite you to visit Hell. Son Gohan sneered. Hearing this, both Frieza and King Cold showed extremely surprised expressions. Dad, this man said just now that he was going to send us to hell as a guest. Frieza blinked in disbelief, his sarcasm was completely exposed. Earthlings, do you know what you just said? King Cold said in a low tone with killing intent in his eyes. The same thing, I don't want to repeat it a second time, especially with you dying people. Son Gohan's ruthlessness and domineering were revealed at this time. As a time traveler, now he is an existence whose strength has reached a certain level. For these two, the natural mentality is also different. HMPH. The ignorant has no fear, what a happy guy. Frieza was amused and laughed heartily, and ordered his subordinates to kill Son Gohan. People on Earth are so arrogant and ignorant, no wonder they are low-life forms. King Cold dismissed this. A senior fighter of the Frieza Legion headed by him used the combat probe to analyze Son Gohan's combat power value. After fiddling with the weapons in his hand, he looked arrogant and domineering, and said to Son Gohan, "The combat power is only 500. I said that all the people on this remote planet are idiots, even King Frieza, even the Kurdish king dares to provoke you. I don't know what it means, let me give you a ride, stand up obediently, it won't hurt, just for a moment, I promise I will blow you up to the point where there is not even a scum left." Bang! There was a muffled sound. Flesh and blood splattered, purple blood scattered all over the place. The warrior who was still shouting a second ago was hit by Son Gohan's invisible aura in the next second, and his head was directly blown out, turning him into a headless corpse. With the death of this soldier, the remaining fighters raised their vigilance against Son Gohan for the first time. Not only them, Mechanical Frieza and King Cold were also very surprised to see this. After all, Earthlings are the weakest race in the universe in their view. But the black-robed man in front of him only had 500 points of combat power, but killed one of his subordinates in one blow. This is a warrior with no less than 5,000 combat points. No wonder you have the courage to face this king. You do have a little ability, so let this king kill you with your own hands. A senior combatant was killed, making Mechanical Frieza feel ashamed in his heart. He raised his hand, intending to release the energy and kill Son Gohan with his own hands. Locking the index finger on Son Gohan, the pink-purple death light slowly emerged. Woo! Single quote. A beam of death pierced through the space and killed Son Gohan between his eyebrows. Son Gohan looked indifferent, and directly scattered the death ray by raising his hand. Ding! Automatically absorb the energy dropped by the mechanical Frieza death beam and convert it into energy points, 100,000 points. The death beam was slapped away with a palm, and now, not only the mechanical Frieza was shocked, but even the King Cold beside him showed an extremely surprised expression. HMPH. People on Earth who don't know the heights of the heavens and the depths of the earth, die. The attack was broken up by the black-robed man in front of him, which made the mechanical Frieza feel aggrieved and angry. He is the emperor of the universe, but he lost face in front of his subordinates. He wants to wash it with Son Gohan's life. Swish 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 swish. The dense and crazy death beams came towards Son Gohan. Without exception, they were all scattered by Son Gohan raising his hand and bounced away. Those bounced energies killed all the miscellaneous fishes of the Frieza Legion on the side. All the attacks were bounced back, and instead killed his subordinates, which made Frieza even more angry, and the death beams strafed wildly. Without exception, these attacks are ineffective against Son Gohan. Ding! Automatically absorb the energy dropped by the mechanical Frieza death beam and convert it into energy points, 100,000 points. Ding! Automatically absorb the energy dropped by the mechanical Frieza death beam and convert it into energy points, 150,000 points. Ding! Automatically absorb the energy dropped by the mechanical Frieza death beam and convert it into energy points, 200,000 points. Ding! Automatically absorb the energy dropped by the mechanical Frieza death beam and convert it into energy points, 300,000 points. Ding! Automatically absorb the energy dropped by the mechanical Frieza death beam and convert it into energy points, 500,000 points. On Earth, the battle has already begun. Located in the highest realm of the gods, gods of destruction, in this time and space. The angel Whis of this time and space, while sipping tea, observed the changes on the earth through the scepter in his hand. Originally, he wanted to see what kind of changes the mechanical Frieza would usher in after it came to the earth, but he never expected that such an uncontrollable situation would occur on the earth now. A person from the future world, using a time machine to play with time, came to this era. People who don't belong to this era have violated the time management rules of the universe. Should I manage it, or turn a blind eye? Taking a sip of the brewed green tea slightly, Whis' eyes flashed with brilliance, and muttered to himself. For some reason, he seemed to understand something. The corners of his mouth fluctuated slightly, and a mysterious smile appeared on his face. Forget it, as long as it doesn't affect the normal operation of this space-time world, I will treat it as if I don't know anything. Well, anyway, the world is in such a mess now. As angels, although they are servants of the gods of destruction, their existence has surpassed the universe and the gods. Their real duty is not to assist the gods of destruction, but to supervise the gods of destruction and manage the order among the universes. As long as something endangers the balance of the world, their angel will weigh the severity and come forward. Right now, Son Gohan isn't doing much, and he won't be idle looking for something to do. The screen turned and returned to Earth again. The mechanical Frieza was furious, and continued to use the death beam to shoot Son Gohan head-on. Without exception, he was either bounced or scattered. Son Gohan didn't stop him. Anyway, mechanical Frieza was sending him energy points. When tired, when to stop. Just raise your hand, earning 100,000 points at a time, although slow, but acceptable. The continuous strafing and continuous consumption of energy exhausted Frieza's physical strength a lot. Of course, the reason why the breathing becomes heavier is the chi. He stopped the energy attack and looked at the black-robed Son Gohan with more serious eyes. Who the hell are you? After calming down, Frieza questioned. Can deflect his attack. This person is definitely not an ordinary earthling. Want to know who I am? I might as well let you meet, Frieza. With the teasing words, Son Gohan simply stopped pretending and took off the black robe and hood that covered his face. Seeing this face, mechanical Frieza's pupils shrank suddenly, and he felt a familiar feeling in his heart. Like Son Goku, but not Son Goku. He was startled when the impressive Saiyan kid on Namek appeared in his mind. You're that brat on Namek. Impossible. It's only been a year. How could you have changed so much? You, a mixed race of Earthlings and Saiyan, can't grow so fast. Mechanical Frieza was shocked. Exhale. This surprised Son Gohan, who did not expect to be recognized by him. It should be said that he really deserves to be the king with the first vision. Nothing is impossible. Congratulations, you guessed it right, but unfortunately there is no reward. Son Gohan said with a wicked smile. HMPH, Son Goku's son. Exactly, before your father comes back, I will kill you first. Thinking that Son Gohan is the son of the wild monkey Son Goku, the Mechanical Frieza's anger soared. He raised his right hand high, a crimson energy ball emerged from the tip of his index finger, and it was expanding at an astonishing speed. Planet Destroyer Bomb, a trick used by the frozen demons to destroy planets. Hey, Frieza, do you want to blow up this planet to pieces? King Cold on the side smelled something bad, and he knew very well how his child behaved. Blowing up planets with planet-destroying bombs is already a common occurrence. Son Goku, that Saiyan monkey, it is enough to solve it in the universe. I will first blow up his sun and the earth together. The Mechanical Frieza, who was furious, could no longer care so much. For some reason, he always had an ominous premonition in his heart. In order to prevent this premonition experience, he would not hesitate to blow up the planet. Son Gohan didn't care about the planet destroyer move, not even thinking of becoming a Super Saiyan. Mechanical Frieza is too weak. If transformed, the battle can be ended in an instant. The planet-destroying bomb at Mechanical Frieza's fingertips keeps expanding, 10 meters, 100 meters, 1000 meters. When the energy was brewing to the extreme, the Mechanical Frieza roared and threw the planet-destroying bomb at Son Gohan. Follow this planet, let's turn into the dust of the universe together. The planet-destroying bomb, which swelled to a kilometer in diameter, cut through the space with a wave of the Mechanical Frieza's big hand, and pressed down towards Son Gohan's position. Wherever it passed, a huge wind and waves were set off. Only to this extent, Son Gohan said with a look of disdain. Golden flames slowly emerged around him, and this unstoppable planet-destroying bomb was forcibly frozen in place when it was less than half a meter away from him. Ding! The energy of the planetary destruction bomb is detected, which can be converted into energy points, 20 million. Transform, Son Gohan said without hesitation. Nani! The Nirvana was so easily mastered by Son Gohan, which made the Mechanical Frieza's eyes widen, showing a look of panic. At the same time, King Cold on the side also showed an expression of disbelief. King Cold didn't know who this guy with only one arm was. In his opinion, it was impossible for them to block the planet-destroying bombs of the frozen demons. The shocking thing is far more than that. The planet-destroying bomb fixed by Son Gohan is shrinking at a speed visible to the naked eye, as if its energy has been drawn away by something. The diameter became smaller and smaller, and finally disappeared into the space without even a trace of coercion left, as if it had never appeared before. Ding! The energy conversion of the planetary destruction bomb was successful, and energy points were obtained, 20 million. What did you do? Mechanical Frieza once again felt fear in his heart. You in this era are no threat to me at all. Facing you is just a waste of my time, forget it, get rid of you quickly. Not wanting to continue playing with the Mechanical Frieza, Son Gohan simply mobilized Super Saiyan the First Order Full Power Energy Pool. The S-cells circulated and operated crazily in the body, being pulled by him, they concentrated on the position of the spine on the back. The golden arrogance radiated from the inside out, and Son Gohan's hair began to move without wind, and it shone with golden light. Impossible. This is. The familiar picture and the unforgettable fear in my mind appeared before my eyes. The Mechanical Frieza appears to be hallucinating. He saw Son Goku's invincible form on Namek, and the despair and psychological shadow brought to him by Super Saiyan. Fear was born in his heart, and the Mechanical Frieza couldn't control his body to retreat. At this moment, he was frightened and stupid. Where is the demeanor and posture of the Universe Emperor in front? The current Mechanical Frieza is a frightened homeless dog. Frieza, what's wrong with you? Don't forget who you are. King Cold frowned when he saw his son lose his composure, and reminded. as the emperor of the universe, but now he is overwhelmed by a man with a broken arm. It's really embarrassing. Reminded by King Cold, mechanical Frieza suddenly woke up. What a joke. I'm Frieza, and I'm scared like this because of a mere Super Saiyan. Full of anger, Frieza's eyeballs were bloodshot. Son Gohan's transformation has also been completed at this moment. The first level of Super Saiyan is full power, all the energy is restrained back into the body, and the majestic aura covers dozens of miles in a radius. If you feel it carefully, you will find that this aura is so strong that it makes people chill. Boom! With a loud noise, Son Gohan's aura showed explosive growth. The ground under his feet was torn apart in an instant due to the burst of breath. The vast golden flame enveloped Son Gohan's whole body, burning like a flame endlessly. The sky was filled with thick and turbid smog, and the whole world was affected, as if entering the end of the world. The lightning and thunder continued, and the beating speed was also increasing. Blonde, full power, Frieza and King Cold, who can't sense breath, also felt a great sense of fear and oppression from Son Gohan, forcing him to keep going backwards. On the basis of the normal combat power value of 85 million, his combat power value after transforming into the first level of Super Saiyan full power is as high as 6.8 billion. Thousands of meters away, Z soldiers witnessed this scene with their own eyes. Son Gohan's overwhelming aura spread in all directions, making people feel deep fear from the bottom of their hearts. How is it possible? In addition to Kakarot, there is actually a Super Saiyan. Vegeta in this life was almost stunned, this sense of trembling in his blood, this sense of fear. And, the sense of oppression from the depths of the soul, the golden arrogance and the golden hair are all representatives of Super Saiyan. In addition to a Son Goku, there is another Saiyan who is stronger than him, and the opponent can also become a Super Saiyan. Vegeta's self-esteem suffered an extremely severe blow. Prince Saiyan's dignity was shattered. It's such a terrifying breath. Is this really something humans can do? Heelan among Z fighters was so frightened that he couldn't stand still, and cold sweat fell like a waterfall. It's just the oppressive feeling of chi that makes him unable to think of resistance. Apart from fear, it's still fear. That person's anger, is worse than that after Dad turned into Super Saiyan. Son Gohan during this period was so frightened that he lost his mind and even lost his accurate judgment. It never occurred to him that this black-robed man with a broken arm who could burst out with an incomparably tough aura was himself from another world. It's another Super Saiyan. The air is a bit. Piccolo, the only calm one among the Z fighters, noticed something was wrong. Why is this breath so familiar to him, as if he has felt it often? Gohan, no, is this an illusion? Piccolo shook his head, throwing out all the messy thoughts in his mind. Son Gohan, right next to him, the reason why the black-robed man's chi is similar to Son Gohan's must be a coincidence. Gods of destruction bounds. Angel Whis watched the battle situation on Earth. The image projected by the precious jade at the top of the scepter amazed even the angel. This Saiyan from the future world is stronger than he imagined. Even if he just watched from the screen, he knew that the strength of broken arm Son Gohan was far from being comparable to that of Frieza and King Cold. It seems that all of this is predestined. Frieza and King Cold are still going to die. You can burst out with such a strong aura. Are you in this world? That child. Whis turned the screen. At this moment, he projected the scene changes from the battlefield to Son Gohan of this period. This kid who is only 7 years old, he can tell, is the Son Gohan with the broken arm from the future world. Interesting. It seems that the future of our world will be greatly changed. Whis narrowed his eyes slightly, and said meaningfully. Even so, he has no intention of descending to Earth. The small trend can be changed, but the general trend cannot be changed. He has his own ideas. This child who is only 7 years old is called Son Gohan, the son of Son Goku. The Super Saiyan God in the future prophecy, no. The screen turned and returned to Earth. On the battlefield, the atmosphere was oppressive, thunder and lightning flashed, and the sky was shrouded in darkness. Son Gohan stands in place at the full power of the first stage of Super Saiyan. The intensity of the terrifying breath completely exceeded Frieza and King Cold's perception. Now he, even the full power of the first level of Super Saiyan, is no less than the full body cell in the original book. Looking at Frieza and King Cold in front of the universe ship, Son Gohan had a thought, and without giving them time to think, he performed the flying technique, and the whole person slowly floated into the sky. With a strong posture, he looked down on Frieza and King Cold. Speaking of which, to deal with you two, even if I don't transform myself, it is more than enough to kill you in my normal state, but in order to make you understand ghosts, I will do what I can, and let you frozen demons experience Super Saiyan true power. The indifference in Son Gohan's eyes made King Cold and Mechanical Frieza furious for a moment. In their view, it was too arrogant. After all, they are two people. What kind of bullshit is the power of Super Saiyan? I've learned it a long time ago. I'm going to kill you, you wild monkey. Mechanical Frieza was furious, unable to accept this humiliation and humiliation. Angry, go straight to the sky and kill Son Gohan as fast as you can. At the moment of his shot, Son Gohan also shot. Of course, it must be Son Gohan who is faster. Time seemed to have stopped for 0.01 second. The sharp pain from the abdomen and the uncontrollable emptiness of the lower body made Mechanical Frieza's mind tense. His facial expression changed from anger to shock, and finally to pain and fear. Freezing the body in midair, his head slowly looked down. At some point, his body had been cut into two pieces. The lower body fell down uncontrollably, the momentum of the upper body dropped suddenly, and it was frozen in midair, unable to move. Where are you looking? Son Gohan decisively shot out while the Mechanical Frieza was distracted. Mechanical Frieza only felt another black shadow pass by before his eyes. A sharp hand knife, surrounded by golden flames, chopped off his head with lightning speed. The body is divided into three different parts, but Frieza is still alive, but now he can't speak. The Mechanical Frieza deeply felt the breath of death. He witnessed with his own eyes how he was cut into pieces. As the former Universe Emperor, the embodiment of evil. Seeing your own body being torn apart with your own eyes, fear is inevitable. The strength of the broken arm wild monkey in front of him is not comparable to that of Son Goku. He miscalculated. He thinks that after undergoing mechanical transformation, his strength has improved to a higher level, so he can come to the Earth to seek revenge from Son Goku, and threatens to kill all the people on Earth. In the end, this cruel end was completely opposite to what he had expected. Not a single person on Earth died, but he was torn apart first. Would the Emperor of the Universe also be afraid? How about it? This feeling is not bad. Son Gohan's body descended from the sky, and he looked down at the head of the Mechanical Frieza. The body and head are separated, the Mechanical Frieza is still alive, and the vitality of the frozen demon family is really tenacious. The original was cut into such pieces that Frieza didn't die right away. If it weren't for Trunks adding a skill measuring cannon, Frieza would probably be alive. The Mechanical Frieza was not given a chance to refute, and Son Gohan did not intend to continue to chat with him at all. Boom! A bang! Flying down, Mechanical Frieza's head was directly stepped on by him. The mechanical brain exploded, and purple blood scattered all over the place. Such a cruel way made King Cold, who was Frieza's father, feel terrified and trembling all over. An unknown fear swept over his whole body, making the 3-meter-tall King Cold tremble, unable to think of resistance. Especially after witnessing Frieza's tragic death, King Cold dared not look at Son Gohan. The momentum of his whole body was restrained, but he didn't dare to act rashly. His strength is not too weak, and it can even be said that he is much stronger than Frieza. But that's all. Son Gohan's overwhelming strength and aura after becoming Super Saiyan are enough to easily crush Frieza's head, and he can also easily remove his head and crush it. The frozen demons who have dominated the universe for a long time are now frightened by a Saiyan. If this news gets out, the entire universe will cause quite a stir. Your precious son is dead, now it's your turn. The corners of Son Gohan's mouth undulated slightly, a wicked smile appeared on Son Gohan's face, and his extremely cold eyes glanced at King Cold slightly. Just a look made King Cold lose his mind, tremble all over, and break out in cold sweat. Fortunately, as the former Emperor of the Universe, he had a strong mentality and was not so frightened that he couldn't speak a word. Saiyan, Your Excellency, some unnecessary misunderstandings have occurred between us. I think we can have a good talk, and there is no need to use force to resolve it. King Cold begged for mercy. Do you want to discuss it with me? Or is this your attitude of begging for mercy from the strong? Son Gohan felt quite amused, narrowing his eyes slightly, deliberately making things difficult. The invisible killing intent made King Cold feel cold in his hands and feet. He dared not act rashly. Your Excellency, please stop. I came to Earth just to take a trip with Frieza, and I did not do any damage to the Earth, and I never thought of occupying this planet. As long as you are merciful, let me go. Then I can take the initiative to dedicate this planet to you. King Cold's words and deeds are extremely inconsistent with his body. He seems to be begging for mercy, but in fact he is hiding murderous intentions. If you believe in the words of the frozen demon family, there are ghosts. Give me the Earth. Do you think I will accept this? Besides, this planet does not belong to you. Son Gohan sneered. Hearing this, King Cold was sweating profusely. No, no, no. Please give me a chance to correct my words. The Earth is yours. As long as you want, I can give you 5 more. No, 10, 20 resources and scenery no less than the Earth, even a better planet, as long as you let me go. I, King Cold, will definitely offer all of these. King Cold changed his words again and again, fear eroded his heart. At this moment, he is trying to plan a path that he can escape from. It's a pity that his end today, no matter what, is death. Every time Son Gohan takes a step forward, King Cold will take several steps back in fear. Such a famous scene is like the persecution of Trunks on King Cold in the original book. King Cold didn't dare to get close to Son Gohan, for fear that the other party's thought would take his life away. The former chased after, and the latter retreated, directly forming an absolute gap and crushing. One side is invincible and powerful enough to do anything, while the other side is cowardly and just wants to escape. No matter how many planets you give me, it's just a verbal promise. I can kill you, replace you, and even be the emperor of the universe. The benefits you talk about are meaningless to me. Now, kneel down for me. With an angry shout, Son Gohan unleashed boundless coercion, and the extremely terrifying aura pressed down on King Cold's body centered on himself. Just for a moment, King Cold fell to his knees straight in front of Son Gohan as if his legs were crushed. Both legs were crushed and King Cold was traumatized. Since we can't reach an agreement, then you can't blame me. After the fish died, King Cold knew that he couldn't escape. He wouldn't make Son Gohan feel better now that he was doomed to die. Boom! A loud bang. An ice-blue evil spirit emerged from King Cold's body, and his aura and combat power values skyrocketed in an instant. When the ability is activated, King Cold's combat strength value is as high as 1 billion. Humph! Is it really here? Is this the true combat power of King Cold? In the original book, he was killed by Trunks in one blow. It seems that it was because he didn't have time, and there was a lot of moisture. This guy's strength has even surpassed that of artificial humans. King Cold's combat power value appeared in front of his eyes, and Son Gohan felt unbelievable. This guy who looks like a dragon suit has only appeared for such a short time, so he is so strong. Die, since you won't let me go. Then you will die. With a hysterical roar, King Cold raised his hand and shot a purple energy light wave at Son Gohan with all his strength. The final blow of the last emperor. Boom! All of a sudden, the sky was shaking and the earth was shaking. Son Gohan's body, including the universe ship parked not far away, was swallowed by King Cold's fatal blow. The power of this blow was so terrifying that even the hills 10,000 meters away were crushed into pieces. Ding! Automatically absorbed the energy dropped by King Cold and convert it into experience value, 100 million points. The light released by the energy lasted for tens of seconds. HMPH. Ha 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 ha. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. This is what happens when you humiliate the Emperor of the Universe. This distance is hit by all my energy, even the legendary Super Saiyan in the Saiyan clan will definitely die. King Cold grinned. He seemed to think that, at this distance, the wave of energy he unleashed at full strength had killed Son Gohan. The illusion is beautiful, but the reality is very cruel. King Cold thought that Son Gohan had been blasted to death, not even dust left, but in fact, his energy attack didn't even break Son Gohan's breath barrier. Is this your last words? Son Gohan whispered in the thick smoke in front of King Cold. Hearing this, in an instant, King Cold's pupils constricted sharply, and his face froze to freezing point. In King Cold's eyes, the billowing smoke slowly dissipated, and the golden flame came into sight again. Son Gohan fought his energy head-on and escaped unscathed. Even if King Cold's real combat power reaches 1 billion points, it can't shake Son Gohan at all. The value you can provide me is gone. With a sneer, Son Gohan raised his hand, and a golden light appeared in his palm. In King Cold's trembling eyes, this group of energy continued to magnify, and the terrifying power turned into billowing waves and swallowed King Cold's body. In an instant, the earth was washed by energy, and King Cold's body was also turned into flying ash under the ravages of this terrifying energy. Chaoyu's full power is as high as 6.8 billion, which is infinitely close to the 7 billion level of combat power, which is not something that a mere King Cold can resist. After dispersing the energy shock wave in his palm, Son Gohan stood on the spot with the posture of a king. His power dominated everything, and made the Z fighters who were watching the battle in the dark terrified. The two universe emperors who once stood at the apex of this universe were so easily killed by Son Gohan. The trouble is solved, and so many energy points have been obtained. Now, we just need to wait for the father of this space-time world to come back. Calculating the time, there should be 3 hours. Son Gohan muttered to himself. In the next second, he disarmed the transformation of Super Saiyan's first order full power, and put on his black headgear again. Find a nice place to sit down, quietly waiting for Son Goku's return. At this moment, the Z fighters who were watching the battle in secret also began to talk about his identity. Powerful, or Super Saiyan, how could such an existence appear on Earth? Everyone fell into deep suspicion, only Vegeta, who did not know what kind of stimulation he had received, and which nerves in his mind were wrong. He was so angry that he flew towards Son Gohan not far away. Vegeta, what are you doing? Piccolo turned purple with fright when he noticed Vegeta's behavior. This fellow Vegeta actually took the initiative to fly towards the opponent. Without knowing the person's background and purpose, going there rashly will definitely lead to a big mistake. Moreover, according to his understanding of Vegeta, this guy's way of speaking is completely deadly, and he will be killed if he is not careful. However, at this moment Vegeta can no longer hear his voice, he just wants to know the origin of this Super Saiyan and his identity. As the Prince of Saiyan, he really cannot tolerate the existence of a second Super Saiyan besides Son Goku. Son Gohan this way. Just finished solving the mechanical Frieza and King Cold, Son Gohan randomly found a rock to lean against, quietly waiting for Son Goku's return. At the same time, his breath perception has already discovered the Z fighters watching the battle thousands of meters away. Have you come here on your own initiative? Noticing the figure flying not far away, Son Gohan judged at a glance that it was Vegeta. At one point Son Gohan was puzzled that this guy had the guts to come forward. 10 seconds later, Vegeta covered a distance of several thousand meters and landed in front of him. Judging from his twisted and struggling expression, appointment is not a good thing. With his eyes fixed, Vegeta's combat power figure appeared in front of his eyes. It's not high, but it's not a lot. It has reached more than 4.5 million. With the change of mood swings, it is even infinitely close to 5 million points. He is strong enough to become a Super Saiyan, but because he doesn't know how to become a Super Saiyan, he has been unable to become a Super Saiyan for a long time. Who are you? There is no other Saiyan in this world except for Kakarot and me, and the half-blood kid over there. As soon as he came up, Vegeta was questioning Son Gohan's real identity. In his cognition, all purebred Saiyans have died long ago. Son Gohan is still a Super Saiyan, which makes him unacceptable, and he must ask Son Gohan's true identity. Son Gohan didn't want to talk to him, and simply ignored Vegeta in front of him. Vegeta in this period is a master with a crashed brain. Talking to him is tantamount to playing the piano with a cow. Seeing that the other party ignored him directly, Vegeta felt angry and hated in his heart. If it weren't for Son Gohan's ability to transform into Super Saiyan, and his lack of strength, according to his personality, he would have made a move long ago. The question was not answered. Vegeta didn't know which muscle was wrong, and he even teased Son Gohan in a provocative tone. I want to use this to see clearly what the face behind the black robe looks like. HMPH. You don't want to confess your identity to me, the Prince of Saiyan. You have a dark secret, and I guessed it. You should be a low-level warrior bred by our Saiyan family through artificial genetic technology. With that guy Kakarot same. High-level fighters, low-level fighters, Vegeta in this period is really speechless. Such self-inflated, thinking that he is the prince of planet Vegeta, let him face a Super Saiyan proudly. He seemed to have forgotten how he easily killed Mechanical Frieza and King Cold before. Son Gohan, who didn't want to pay attention to Vegeta at first, decided to tease him after seeing how arrogant this guy looked. After all, Vegeta in this period is indeed too conceited. There is no problem with strength and conceit. But if you don't have the strength, then you are stupid. There was a gleam of coldness in the eyes hidden under the black hat, and just one look completely shocked Vegeta. It was at this moment that Vegeta felt what fear was, what terror was. This is even more terrifying coercion and shock than when facing Frieza. Just one glance almost made him lose his mind. The restless Vegeta fell silent, and Son Gohan found a quiet stone to rest on, killing the few hours he had. He glanced at the unwilling and struggling Vegeta, feeling both funny and pitiful. With his eyesight, he could immediately tell that there was something wrong with Vegeta's mentality. It has the potential to be promoted to Super Saiyan, and its combat power is also qualified, but it has been unable to break through for a long time. However, thinking about it, this guy was also stimulated by the two Super Saiyans of Son Goku and Trunks in the original book before he successfully transformed. It is only a matter of time before he wants to awaken Super Saiyan. Okay, it seems like someone is watching me from the dark. I don't know what's going on, but I suddenly have this feeling in my heart, which makes Son Gohan raise his head and look at the sky. This feeling, is it the king of the realm? No, if it's not the king of the realm, it can only be an existence on a higher level, and it won't be Supreme Kai, let alone Beerus, gods of destruction is still sleeping in this period. Then, the only it is possible, it is Angel. Son Gohan secretly guessed in his heart. However, he couldn't tell what was going on. He didn't make any move until he felt a tingling sensation on his forehead. With a thought, Son Gohan activated the ability of the Eye of Insight. Wherever he looks, he can see things that others cannot see. Ignoring the Z fighters who were watching him in the dark, Son Gohan spotted a line of tiny nano-robots that were too tiny to be seen with the naked eye. Moreover, this thing hovered beside him. This thing is. Noticing the miniature nano-robot, Son Gohan was already in his heart, and with a wave of one hand, he grabbed it fiercely. He knows this thing. Dr. Luo Bo used this kind of miniature nano-robots to collect the DNA of Z-fighters, including the DNA of Frieza and his son, on the dangerous battlefield. Did you get the idea on me? Dr. J. Luo. Son Gohan narrowed his eyes slightly, and with one hand, he crushed the tiny nano-robot. The ability of the Eye of Insight was activated, and his eyes looked around. There are not a few of these tiny nano-robots produced by Dr. J. Luo. Wander around in various corners. It's not Angel, it seems I'm worrying too much. Taking a deep breath, Son Gohan closed his eyes and rested against the rock. Just when Son Gohan was about to relax his nerves and take a good rest, a sudden change occurred. In the space 10 meters away to his left, the space-time tunnel was broken, and another time machine appeared here. The appearance of another time machine woke up Son Gohan instantly. All the Z fighters including Vegeta and hiding in the dark noticed this scene. The hatch of the time machine opened, and a purple-haired boy with the sword of the brave on his back flew out from the operating room. This person is Trunks, another time machine, and Trunks from another time and space. Son Gohan froze for a moment. Obviously, he had replaced Trunks and traveled back to the past era, but another Trunks appeared. This is the so-called, history cannot be changed. Even if he also has the special medicine for viral heart disease, history still has to be given by Trunks to give Son Goku the special medicine for viral heart disease. Trunks, who had just arrived in the past and came from another world, had a look of confusion on his face. He obviously manipulated the time machine according to his mother's request, and came to the past 20 years ago. At this point in time, it stands to reason that Father and Son Frieza and King Cold should be invading Earth. There is no problem with this timeline. I came here, so what is the situation here now? He saw his father, and the black-robed man with a broken arm. He couldn't see the other person's face clearly, and Trunks couldn't determine the other person's identity. However, according to what his mother said, in this timeline, King Cold and Frieza should have arrived. Then why didn't I feel their anger? You're wondering why Frieza and the others haven't arrived yet. Don't waste your time, they were already dead before. Son Gohan glanced at Trunks, who had just arrived in this space-time, and asked. For the first time, the strength of this Trunks also came into view. The combat power is 4.8 million points. Not surprisingly, after Super 1, there will be 240 million points of combat power. What did you say? They died. Hearing this, Trunks was startled. The strength of Frieza and King Cold is strong, and his mother has given special advice. But now, they were told by the black-robed man in front of him that they were already dead. Who the hell is he? My mother never told me that besides Goku uncle, there are other people who can deal with Frieza and the others during this period. Trunks frowned, lost in thought. You came a bit late. I got rid of Frieza and his father, King Cold, before you. If my guess is right, you should come from the future. Son Gohan said. In an instant, 1,000 layers of waves arose in Trunks' heart. Who is this person? Even where he came from, he knew it all. You, who the hell? This kind of change made Trunks feel bad, so he put his hand on the sword of the brave on his back, and there was a tendency to draw the sword to face each other if there was a disagreement. Don't be so nervous, we are not enemies, besides, you are too weak now. Son Gohan couldn't raise the slightest interest in Trunks. The other party's unscrupulous appearance made Trunks feel more and more fearful, and at the same time felt at a loss. His intuition told him that the man in black robe in front of him was not as simple as he thought. The other party seemed to know his origin, and he was like a transparent person in front of this man. Trunks put down his hands and was still wary of Son Gohan. After turning the time machine into a universal capsule and putting it in his pocket, he also found a place to sit down, waiting for Son Goku to arrive. Things became more and more complicated, because Vegeta's rash appearance did not cause any major events, and other fighters also came out one by one. Either look at Son Gohan, or look at Trunks. Vegeta, on the other hand, was already in a state of confusion. He had just heard what Son Gohan said at 1:30, and two words were very important. Future. 3 hours passed. Outside the Earth's atmosphere, a UFO broke through the atmosphere, forming a gorgeous arc in the sky. As everyone watches, a circular Frieza Legion universe ship descends from the sky. Son Goku, who set out from the Sub-Dela star, finally returned to the Earth after a long time. Son Gohan, who had rested for 3 hours, slowly opened his eyes and looked towards the direction where the universe ship landed. It's finally here, Dad of this period. Son Gohan's sense of breath instantly locked onto Son Goku's position. However, he was in no hurry to act. Another future Trunks arrives, causing him to change his original plans. Just let them chat for a while. When Son Goku came, Trunks seemed more excited than anyone else, and flew towards the universe ship's position first. Seeing this, the other Z fighters looked over one after another. When Son Goku came out of the universe ship, he was stunned for a long time, and then he realized that he felt incredible. He didn't know, how did the big guy know that he would land in this place at this point in time? His return brought tears to the eyes of all the Z fighters, and their joy could not be suppressed at all. Especially Keelan, who was a brother of the same school and who grew up together, was so excited that it was indescribable. Of course, when the little Gohan, the son, saw his father's return, his emotions that he hadn't seen for a year completely exploded, and he threw himself directly into Son Goku's arms. Everyone, you said a word, and I talked in a word, and finally, I slowly returned to the topic. Trunks stared at the man with the crab-like haircut in front of him. This trip across time and space was for him. He has to deliver the cure for viral heart disease to Son Goku. When Son Goku met Trunks' eyes, his keen fighting instinct told him that the power held by this man was unusually powerful. Even, not under him. When I was sailing in the universe before, I felt a bottomless and powerful aura. That aura should be you, Frieza and the others, you solved it. Son Goku's attention fell on Tenkex's body, asked. He didn't know the identity of the boy in front of him as Saiyan. No, I wasn't the one who killed Frieza's group, Mr. Son Goku. Please take a moment to speak, I have something very important, and I want to talk to you alone. Trunks proposed, not wanting to waste time. So impatient, he even forgot the existence of Son Gohan. As soon as this remark came out, the Z fighters around were puzzled and confused. They didn't know who the identity of this purple-haired man was. Is there anything that cannot be said in public and must be discussed alone? Everyone was puzzled and alert, and so was Son Goku. The two sides looked at each other for a while, and then Son Goku nodded thoughtfully and said, "Okay, then let's go to that side." Pointing towards the other end of the deep pit formed by the universe ship behind him, Son Goku took the lead in casting flying technique and flew towards the other end. Trunks followed closely behind and also chased after him. The distance in the middle is several hundreds of meters. If you talk at this distance, you don't have to worry about eavesdropping. Of course they didn't know that among the Z fighters present, Piccolo, as a Namek, possessed far superior sensory and auditory abilities than others. His ears could clearly hear the movement 100 meters away. Hearing is too keen, which is also the third weakness of Piccolo. Namek people cannot hear whistles, otherwise the eardrums will be strongly stimulated, causing extreme pain. Trunks and Son Goku arrived on the opposite side, and Son Gohan, who was always on the side, didn't care. The two looked at each other, and Son Goku waited for Trunks' words. He could see that Trunks had no malice towards him, but he had never seen Trunks either. Even though the boy is a good guy, he has to be vigilant. Intuition told him that this person was not simple. Mr. Son Goku, I have something very important to tell you, but before that, I want to verify whether what my mother told me is correct. Looking at Son Goku in front of him, Trunks' his eyes narrowed slightly. Immediately afterwards, he continued, before talking about that matter, I would like to ask, Mr. Son Goku, can you rely on your own control to become a Super Saiyan as you like? In terms of attitude, it is too tough and rude. Fortunately, he was facing Son Goku, a simple-minded Saiyan, so he didn't think too much. Otherwise, if it were someone else, Trunks' greeting would become a question. When I first learned this transformation, it was really difficult to do it, but after practicing for a period of time in Udella, I can already transform as I want. Without the slightest concealment, Son Goku replied truthfully. I see, so Mr. Son Goku, you can control the transformation of Super Saiyan as you like, right? Then, please let me see your Super Saiyan 2. Trunks said. Go straight. He wants, meet Son Goku's supervillain. Although the question is a bit direct and it will inevitably make people feel suspicious, Son Goku still decides to trust his intuition. Really? Well, since you want to see it, I'll transform into Super Saiyan and show you. After the words fell, Son Goku mobilized all his energy. The S cells in the body were mobilized, gathered towards the center of his back, and exploded in an instant. Exclamation mark 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 single quote. In the blink of an eye, the momentum changed, and the momentum increased dramatically. Soaring golden hair, emerald green pupils, and golden arrogance emanating from the inside out. Without a doubt, this is the first level of Super Saiyan. With the transformation, Son Goku's CJBF combat power value also increased to the level of 250 million. The sudden transformation made the Z fighters on the other end feel puzzled and even more vicious. Everyone looked at Son Gohan involuntarily. Seeing that Son Gohan didn't move, he looked at Son Goku again. They suddenly become Super Saiyan, what do they want to do? Only Piccolo, who has super hearing, knows what happened. Now, can we talk? Son Goku's tone of voice changed slightly, affected by the excitement of Super Saiyan's transformation. Of course, now I also become a Super Saiyan. After the words fell, the energy in Trunks' body exploded from his body like a flood. In the blink of an eye, the golden arrogance rose. Compared with Son Goku's transformation, Trunks' transformation was more clean and neat. Nani? This. His pupils shrank sharply, and Son Goku was startled. The boy in front of him is a Saiyan just like them, and has the ability to become a Super Saiyan. Who is this person? Can anyone else become Super Saiyan besides him? Please forgive my rudeness, Mr. Son Goku. Stabilizing the first level state of Super Saiyan, Trunks quickly drew his sword and slashed at Son Goku's forehead. The occurrence of this scene made all Z fighters feel horrified. The incident happened so suddenly, and another Super Saiyan appeared, which made them speechless in surprise. First, the mysterious man in black robe turned into Super Saiyan. Now, this Trunks who appeared out of nowhere can also become Super Saiyan. Among several people, the one who was most stimulated was Vegeta in this life. The appearance of the second Super Saiyan has already given him a strong stimulus, and now there is another Super Saiyan. Counting Son Goku, there are currently 3 Super Saiyan on this planet. As Saiyan's prince, he turned out to be the bottom of these people. Son Gohan on the other side slowly got up after noticing Trunks' transformation. 250 million, 240 million, Trunks' combat power is slightly inferior, and the temptation between them has begun. I don't know what surprises my appearance will bring to you, Dad. With a wicked smile, Son Gohan slowly floated into the sky. Now that Son Goku has reached this point, it's time for the father and son to meet each other. Son Goku and Trunks here. The moment Trunks swung his sword and was about to hit, he stopped. Stopped his attack. Just now, why didn't you avoid it? Trunks asked with narrowed eyes. If he doesn't stop in time, the sword of the brave will strike Son Goku's forehead in an instant. The peak of the brave sword is only millimeters away from the center of Son Goku's eyebrows. If it were someone else, they would have been scared out of their wits. But Son Goku didn't change at all. Instead of standing still, he didn't even frown. The moment you made a move, there was no killing intent or fighting intent. I can analyze it. You just want to test it out, so there is no need to dodge. Son Goku chuckled. After turning into Super Saiyan, he became confident and vain. The transformation of Super Saiyan will bring him into a state of excitement, and at the same time make him trust his fighting instincts. That's it, then I won't be merciful, Mr. Son Goku, please let me see how strong you are. Trunks withdrew the sword of the brave. He narrowed his eyes slightly, and a cold light flashed across his eyes. Son Goku also noticed his change, raised his right hand and raised an index finger. Blessed by Chi Yan, strengthened the defense, said dignifiedly, then come. The two sides were ready to fight. Trunks quickly drew his sword without hesitation, and swung the sword of courage so fast that it was hard to see clearly with the naked eye. His offensive was fierce. Every slash went straight to Son Goku's forehead, but every attack was blocked by Son Goku's understatement of an index finger. Even if they are both Super Saiyan, there is still a big gap between them. In terms of combat power, Trunks is 10 million lower than Son Goku. Moreover, on the basis of combat, they are quite similar. Son Goku's strength is the result of his down-to-earth and steady improvement every step of the way. Although Trunks has improved step by step, but compared to Son Goku, this kid is a half bad. The gap was immediately revealed. After dozens of seconds of discussion and confrontation, the goal of future Trunks has been achieved. Withdraws the sword of courage while also marveling at the strength of Son Goku. Before coming here, he had guessed that even if Son Goku was very strong, he would not be much stronger than them, not even his elder brother Son Gohan. Now it seems that he was wrong. It's just that Son Goku in this period is so strong, so when the artificial man appears, Son Goku's strength will inevitably rise to a higher level. No wonder my mother believed in this man so much. If he hadn't died of viral heart disease, the future world probably wouldn't cause such a big storm. The sword of the brave returned to its scabbard, and Trunks was released from his transformation. As expected of Mr. Son Goku, your strength is as strong as your mother said. Trunks sighed from the bottom of his heart. Your strength is no worse than mine, you just didn't take it seriously just now. Son Goku also praised a few words. At the same time, he also removed Super Saiyan's first order transformation. Speaking of which, I'm curious, who is your mother? Why does he know me so well? Son Goku was a little curious. A woman who could give birth to a strong man like Trunks. Who is it? About this issue, I'm not in a hurry right now, I'll tell you all about it later. Trunks chuckled. At the same time, they didn't seem to notice that Son Gohan, who was wearing a black robe, had arrived. Son Goku, that Saiyan who killed Frieza and his son is heading towards you. Piccolo was the first to react, and hastily shouted at Son Goku on the opposite side. The current situation is too chaotic, whether it is the purple-haired boy or the black-robed man, we must be careful. Especially now, the purple-haired boy has also become a Super Saiyan to fight against Son Goku. If the black-robed man makes a move, then the situation will become extremely serious. As soon as the words fell, the tension of the Z fighters was pulled to the highest level. Then, that Saiyan, did he also come for Goku? Yamcha said with a look of horror. To be honest, he is really stupid, because if it is not because of Son Goku, why would he waste his time here? The others ignored him and made their own remarks. What's the situation now? With our strength, if we really fight, we won't be able to help at all. Keelan, who knew his own strength was a few caddies, was sweating profusely on his bald head, and said through gritted teeth. In this era, we have been left far behind. This battle can only be watched by Goku. Tianjing Fan clenched his fists. Disappointed, but so what? Insufficient ability can only hold you back. Father, it will be fine. I think, if you really want to do it, the man in black robe will do it long ago. The little Gohan in this time and space still has some ideas. At this age, he also has his own ideas. Piccolo glanced at him, and nodded slightly, as a sign of agreement. Keelan and Tianjing Fan also showed a look of surprise and relief to Son Gohan, feeling in their hearts, he is indeed the son of Goku. They all watched Son Gohan grow up all the way. It is really not easy to reach the current state at such a young age. How many years did they both spend growing up? Not even Son Gohan now. On the verge, Vegeta gritted his teeth, emotionally resentful. Those eyes full of hatred, 900, stared straight ahead. 3 Super Saiyans gathered together. There was no sign of him in it. The dignity and face of Prince Saiyan are lost. Seeing Vegeta's incompetence and anger, only sulking on the spot, Bulma looked at him with concern. During this year, Vegeta has been living in her house. Unknowingly, Vegeta occupies a place in Bulma's heart. In the sky 100 meters away, the arrival of Son Gohan allowed Trunks and Son Goku to concentrate their attention. For Trunks in another future time and space, it is like facing an enemy. For Son Goku, he is really curious now, what the hell is going on? Son Gohan in a black robe descended from the sky without stirring up the slightest dust. It is this moment, the sudden change. This aura. Just at the first glance, Son Goku's fighting instinct told him that the man in black robe in front of him was very strong. This kind of power, even if you don't use your breath to perceive it, you will know that it is far above him. Who are you? What are you doing? The intervention of the black-robed Son Gohan was not welcomed by Trunks. After all, with his intervention, he couldn't say what happened next. He didn't understand the identity of this person, nor did he understand what the other party was going to do. It's as impulsive as Trunks in my space-time world. He can't calm down when things happen, and he gets confused first. Shaking his head slightly, Son Gohan said again, "You still can't even recognize me until now. Logically speaking, your space-time world also has my existence. ENMMM. You are. The identity was completely revealed. Trunks took a deep breath and was completely shocked. He never expected that the other party knew so thoroughly. Trunks didn't know how to face it for a while, and fell into the memory for a while, hoping to find specific information about this person from the memory. He didn't speak. Son Goku stood up, faced Son Gohan directly, and said, "Although I don't know who you are, I still want to thank you. It was you who killed Frieza before I returned to Earth. Otherwise, Earth it's over." To put it mildly, it does sound very pleasant, but it's nothing. Son Gohan smiled lightly, and went straight to the point. "Originally, Frieza and the others should be solved by you, Dad, but I will come here before you. Since we have met, I will send them to hell." After all, Son Gohan took off the black windbreaker cap covering his head under the confused eyes of the two. He didn't intend to reveal his identity at this time, but at this time, he had another idea. When he saw this familiar face, Trunks was stunned. He rubbed his eyes in disbelief, and the shock and horror appeared in his eyes. Enlightenment. "Brother Gohan, why are you Trunks' heart stirred up waves. For him, this person is not only his most important relative, but also his mentor. However, in his future world, his brother Gohan is already dead. It seems to be the same as my guess. The me in your future world should be dead, Trunks. Son Gohan laughed. Hearing Son Gohan's words, Trunks immediately understood that this brother Gohan came from the future just like him. It's just that they are two different future worlds. Excited emotions welled up in his heart, and Trunks lost control of his emotions for a while. He never expected that he would meet his elder brother Son Gohan again after traveling through time and space. After looking at Trunks for a long time, Son Gohan looked at Son Goku again. As for Son Goku, he was already dumbfounded at this time. Who would have thought that this man in black robe would be the future son? You are really Gohan. Feeling Son Gohan's breath carefully, Son Goku was completely sure. No wonder, there is a sense of familiarity at first. He subconsciously looked towards the young Gohan who was still beside Piccolo 100 meters away. Even if it's hard to believe, the truth is right in front of you. All this happened too dreamy and too unimaginable. The man in black who is so powerful that he can defeat Frieza and the others in an instant is Son Gohan. Just the strength of the breath on the surface far exceeds him now. It's unbelievable, but it's true. Now, let me explain, Dad. Son Gohan from 20 years later, and this Trunks is also from 20 years later future. It's outrageous. You may want to ask, since it's all 20 years later, why is this happening to me and Trunks? Actually, at first I couldn't even imagine it myself, but now I understand it. The past world, if it is not affected by external factors, will not change. But once an external force intervenes in the past era, then the future will change. In my future world, in the future world of Trunks. Following Son Gohan's words, not only Son Goku and Trunks were shocked, but even Piccolo, who was 100 meters away, was shocked. For Piccolo, he's in the dark right now. How could I have imagined that this is the case? Most importantly, the person who killed Frieza and King Cold lightly is Gohan. Piccolo subconsciously glanced at Son Gohan who was still a child beside him. Unbelievable, there is no way to associate these two people together. Is Gohan so strong after 20 years? Thinking in his heart, Piccolo felt a sense of joy again. For Son Gohan, he has a father-son relationship. Brother Gohan in another world 20 years from now, although not a future, is the same as Brother Gohan in my future world. Trunks sighed. At the same time, his gaze was focused on Son Gohan's missing left arm. Features, appearance, breath, are exactly the same. As I expected, there is no doubt about it. To be precise, my future, for you, belongs to the parallel world of the future world. Son Gohan turned the corner and said, "Is it a parallel world? It seems that the theory my mother said is correct. Then, Brother Gohan, you also came here in a time machine to resolve Mr. Goku's illness?" Tenin Kex asked. "That's right, I didn't come out before, just to see your purpose. We are the same, but our experience is slightly different." Son Gohan nodded and said. The two of them were talking one by one, but Son Goku was dumbfounded and passive. "Wait a minute, I know Gohan's identity, so boy, are you also my future son?" Son Goku pointed to Trunks. His mind was a little confused at the moment. "Also, what are you talking about?" "Resolve my illness. I'm not sick either." The amount of information in this short period of time is too huge, and it will be difficult for him to digest it in a short while. Seeing Son Gohan's gesture, Trunks nodded and began to explain directly. "There is no point in concealing it. Since another future brother Gohan is here, let me just introduce myself. My name, Trunks, is not your Son Goku uncle. You must be wondering, then who am I? Saiyan Vegeta over there is my father." As soon as these words came out, a huge message was instilled into Son Goku's head, and he was also frightened. You say you are Vegeta's son?" Son Goku shouted in surprise. Trunks' identity had a greater impact on Son Goku than Son Gohan. Even Piccolo, who was eavesdropping, was shocked. This purple-haired Super Saiyan is actually the son of Vegeta from the future world. To be honest, they never thought that Vegeta would have children. After all, Vegeta in this period gave them all a very bad image. After digesting all the information, Son Goku glanced back and forth between Trunks and Vegeta several times before calming down. The identity has been stated. Trunks also begins to tell Son Goku about changes in the future world. In addition, he told Son Goku all about the fact that artificial humans will appear in 3 years' time. Taking this opportunity, he handed over the special medicine for viral heart disease to Son Goku, and Son Gohan did the same, as the saying goes. After getting the special medicine, Son Goku was also overjoyed. He was saved from his doomed death. I went back to the present in the past to change all this and to fulfill my mother's orders. It's just that I didn't expect that in addition to meeting Son Goku uncle, I would also meet my brother Gohan, who died in the future. Tenon Alex sighed. To see his most important relative besides his mother, Trunks felt very satisfied. In your world, everyone died, including Gohan, only you are still alive. Son Goku said, feeling ashamed, and at the same time he was completely interested in the artificial man. Yes, except for me, everyone died under the ravages of artificial humans, including brother Gohan. Recalling the most painful past, Trunks hated himself. Since his own strength was insufficient, he secretly clenched his fists. Different worlds have moved towards different trajectories. In the future world I live in 20 years later, artificial humans have been cleaned up by me through my efforts. Son Gohan said at this time. As soon as the words came out, Trunks was startled. In another parallel world, the androids did not continue to wreak havoc, but were killed by Son Gohan. This also made Trunks understand that the turning point of change is here. So, Gohan, in your world, you solve all the crises, right? Your left arm. Son Goku's attention fell on Son Gohan. His gaze also flicked slightly, and fell on the severed arm of Son Gohan's left hand. Having only one hand must have been a permanent scar from fighting an android. Yes, I lost an arm in the battle. My world is basically the same as Trunks' future world, the only difference is that I survived and killed. The purpose of returning to the past this time is to change history, replied Son Gohan. Really? I see. Son Goku nodded thoughtfully. Immediately afterwards, he turned his gaze and looked towards his partners. In order to resist the invasion of King Cold and Frieza this time, his partners should all carry fairy beans with them. In the future world, there must be no fairy beans, otherwise it is impossible for Son Gohan's arm to recover. Wait for me, Gohan. As a father, Son Goku couldn't bear to see his son with only one arm. He floated slowly and after a while, he flew into the crowd of warriors. Well, everyone, does any of you have a fairy bean on your body? Can you give me one first? Son Goku begged for a fairy bean from several people. Send beans. In order to prevent accidents, I went to Kalen Tower and asked Kalen Immortal for all the remaining fairy beans. Goku, do you want to eat them? Kalen took out the kit in his pocket. After opening, 5 green beans come into view. No, it's for that person. Son Goku took a fairy bean, turned around and flew towards the position of Trunks and Son Gohan. For that person to eat. Kalen was stunned. The production of such an important thing as fairy beans is scarce, and now they are still being given to outsiders. The Z fighters who don't know anything are at a loss, and only Piccolo knows the details. It's okay, things have stabilized now, these two people are not our enemies in 3.7. As he spoke, he glanced thoughtfully at the still young Son Gohan. As a father-like existence, he will never allow such a tragedy to happen to Son Gohan in the future world. Go back to Son Gohan and Trunks. Gohan, this is the fairy bean. If you eat it, your broken arm will be restored. Son Goku, who rushed over, gave the fairy bean to Son Gohan. This wave of operations really surprised Son Gohan. Unexpectedly, this past father was still a very responsible father. Compared with the future one, it is instantly clear. Although I didn't come back for the fairy beans, but since there are fairy beans, I will accept them without hesitation. Taking the fairy beans from Son Goku, Son Gohan did not rush to eat them. His system can be exchanged for fairy beans, as long as he wants, this arm can be restored at any time. The reason why it is kept until now is to break through to a higher level and then recover. What's the matter? Don't you eat, Gohan? Son Goku asked suspiciously. Don't worry, celestial beans are scarce, I want to save them for a last resort, and Dad, don't you have any other ideas besides giving me celestial beans? Monkey King. Fan didn't tell the truth, he already guessed what his father wanted to do in the past. Hey, sure enough, as my son, you know me very well. Son Goku laughed a little, and then continued, I really want to have a hand with you. After all, the future. I don't know exactly how strong the artificial people in the world are. If I use you as a reference, maybe I will know my goal. Quote. Moreover, I also want to see how strong you will be in the future. How big is the gap with my current strength? Restoring his son's hand is something his father can help, so he will definitely do it. Wanting to fight against the future son, this is the second purpose. The battle between the future Gohan brother and the past Goku uncle. Seeing the change of atmosphere between Son Goku and Son Gohan, Trunks retreated aside with great interest. To be honest, this fight would be really weird to fight, but he was just as curious as Son Goku, how strong is this alternate time brother Gohan? After all, in the future world of Big Brother Gohan, the artificial people were solved by him. This alone is for sure that he is stronger than his big brother Gohan in his world. Dad, in the past, you should know that you are not my opponent in this period, so you still want to fight? Son Gohan asked bluntly. After all, Son Goku currently only has 5 million points. Super race, that is, 250 million points. However, he was really looking forward to it and wanted to try it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have appeared like this. Hey, if it's an opponent, you won't know until after the fight, right? Gohan. The fighting spirit in Son Goku's eyes remained undiminished. Facing his son, he could show it without reservation. In that case, let's fight. Faced with such a strong fighting spirit, Son Gohan smiled slightly and nodded. The atmosphere became weird. Time passed bit by bit, incomparably quiet. At this moment, the sound of a needle falling to the ground can be heard clearly. Come on, as Son Goku yelled. When the breath reached the point, Son Gohan's eyes also changed drastically. The extremely terrifying power was liberated as Son Gohan actively released his breath, and began to spread in all directions. Within a radius of tens of miles, everyone was affected by the strange air pressure and trembled non-stop. The ground next to Son Gohan's ankle was cracked, and the instability of the air pressure caused countless gravel to collapse, be lifted, and be crushed violently into debris. It's just that the momentum is so sturdy. Son Gohan's strength is far stronger than what they saw. The terrifying breath overwhelmed the river, shaking the sky and the earth. Trunks, who was a bystander, was already stunned. The coercion brought by this energy far exceeded his imagination. Is this Brother Gohan's real power? Brother Gohan from another world has this level of power, and he hasn't transformed into a Super Saiyan yet. No wonder, he can kill artificial humans. In the admiration for Son Gohan rose in Max's heart. If the Son Gohan in his world hadn't died because of the man-made man, his strength would have skyrocketed to the same level as the Son Gohan in front of him, right? It's really scary, Gohan. You can display this level of power without becoming a Super Saiyan. Even though I know there is a big gap between us, I still can't help it. I want to fight with you, but you must not be merciful. Son Goku sighed with shame on his forehead, with cold sweat dripping down his forehead. The coercion of this momentum made him feel uncomfortable. Normally, they are too far behind. 100 meters away, where the Z fighters are. Piccolo, Little Gohan, Keelan, Tianjingfan, Yamcha, Vegeta, including Bulma, an ordinary Earth woman, all sensed something was wrong. This battle is inevitable. The target of the man in black was Goku from the very beginning. Are they finally going to fight now? Keelan shouted. As soon as the words came out, it seemed to slap Piccolo in the face. Because Piccolo said just now that the man in black is not an enemy. For Piccolo, he doesn't care what other people think of him. His concentration is due to the perception of the power of the future language. It was hard for him to imagine what a painful price he had to pay for Gohan to obtain such powerful power in the future. He also became suspicious. How strong is the artificial human that will appear in the next 3 years? From the very beginning, this black-robed man has been waiting for the opportunity to kill Frieza and King Cold just to pass the time. Now, he is going to deal with Goku. Tianjing Fan said. Cold sweat was pouring out. For him in this period, the combat strength of tens of millions is basically the existence of defying the sky and ascending to the top. You must know that even after a year of hard training, the current him has only entered the ranks of the hundreds of thousands of combat strength, and he has not even touched the south. For him, the combat power of tens of millions is out of reach. It shouldn't be like this. That person has no hostility towards Dad. His aura is just pure and powerful. Little Gohan made an analysis and judgment. Hearing this, Piccolo smiled lightly. Indeed, like the purple-haired boy before, this battle is still a temptation. The exchange between the two made Lin Tian Jingfan and the others temporarily calm down. They all have brains. If they were really enemies, they probably wouldn't waste their time like this. On the sidelines, watching Kakarot fight another Super Saiyan, Vegeta felt aggrieved and angry. All three of them are Super Saiyan. He is not reconciled. This temptation between them, Saiyan, should have his share. However, he who has not mastered the state of Super Saiyan has no qualifications to join the battlefield. Now, he can only complain here alone. Gods of Destruction Realm. The angel Whis of this world watches everything happening on the earth through the scepter in his hand. The fun has begun. In the current era, Son Goku can already be regarded as a powerful existence in this universe on the bright side. Whis is also looking forward to this, what will be the result of the father-son battle across time and space. Whis-san. Suddenly, a call came from beside Whis. Taking a closer look, it is a blue fish that not only lives in a floating fish tank, but also speaks words. This fish is also the third person living in Gods of Destruction besides Gods of Destruction Beerus and Angel Whis. A prophecy fish with the ability to predict the future. The prophecy fish, what's the matter? Whis turned his head and said to the prophecy fish. It's nothing, I'm just curious, what makes you so fascinated by Whis? The prophecy fish floated forward suspiciously, looking at the projection on the earth played on the top of the scepter. Is this, the Saiyan from the earth? Seeing that Whis was actually observing the Saiyan from the earth, the prophecy fish was even more curious. Well, a very good battle is about to happen. Son Goku who almost killed Frieza, and this man in black robe, what kind of sparks will there be between them? Whis didn't reveal his identity, he smiled lightly at Pri-Wei Yu. Seeing Whis' expectant expression, the prophecy fish suddenly reacted after being suspicious for a long time. He thinks that Whis will pay attention to Saiyan, which should be related to his prophecy many years ago. Whis, do you think that one of them will have a chance to become a Super Saiyan God someday in the future? Asked the prophecy fish. Whis just smiled and did not answer the question of the prophecy fish. What the future looks like is full of unknowns. Even as an angel, he didn't dare to guess. Everything can only go with the flow. Be it Trunks or Son Gohan, although they all come from other parallel worlds and belong to outsiders, logically speaking, as an angel, he should immediately wake up Gods of Destruction Beerus to destroy them. But he didn't. He believes that this is an inevitable thing and an indispensable part of history. As an angel, he can see more than any other existence. Foretell you song, an interesting scene is about to begin. Changing the subject, Whis chuckled. The screen turns and returns to Earth. The confrontation time between Son Gohan and Son Goku is constantly stretched. Even if the two sides haven't made a move yet, just the coercive impact of the breath can cause the vision of heaven and earth. The earth trembled and the sky darkened. This scene was as terrifying as the end of the world. The breaths check and balance each other up to now, and it is just a battle of millions of levels of combat power. Son Goku has already brought his normal fighting power to the limit. The normal combat power of 5 million broke out in an all-round way. Son Gohan only exploded less than 1/10 of his current normal strength. Trunks, who felt all this up close, was already stunned and unbelievable. Although, this level of coercion is nothing to him, but with his current strength and control over energy, it is not realistic to achieve this step under normal conditions. The breath checks and balances each other, as if a certain balance point has been reached. Son Gohan acted calmly and didn't care. On the other hand, Son Goku is a bit struggling. The former still has great reservations, while the latter has brought its fighting power to the extreme under normal conditions. Even, the energy pool of Chaosai has been used. It seems that the gap between us is not small. Dad, don't you plan to become a Super Saiyan? The corners of his mouth rose and fell slightly, and Son Gohan joked. There will be no good results if you continue to confront the confrontation. Hey, Didn't you become Super Saiyan too? Then why should I worry? Son Goku smiled wryly. At this moment, just the normal pressure of facing each other made him feel a little overwhelmed. He was also extremely horrified in his heart that Gohan, who came from 20 years later, would be so powerful. With his eyesight, it can be seen that the gap is too big. This is just a normal gap. If it becomes Super Saiyan, the gap will be enlarged even more. Being surpassed by his son, he didn't know whether to be happy or disappointed. Since Dad, you don't want to transform yet, then I will force your Super Saiyan out. Dad, you have to take a good look at it. The smile on Son Gohan's face grew stronger. The energy under normal conditions is gradually being liberated. In an instant, the terrifying momentum soared violently, presenting a jet skyrocket. The terrifying aura erupting from Son Gohan pressed down on Son Goku in a crushing manner. Since he doesn't want to take the initiative to become Super Saiyan, then he forces him to take it out. With 5 million combat power, he doesn't even have the qualifications to warm him up. Feeling the deterrence and impact brought by the coercion of this terrifying aura, Son Goku lost his mind in an instant, and his pupils shrank sharply. Wang Zhao. A chill swept through the whole body, so that cold sweat broke out on the forehead. At this moment, he thoroughly realized how big the gap between himself and Son Gohan was. It was far more outrageous than he had imagined. It's unbelievable. You have cultivated to this level. You have this power before you transform into Super Saiyan. Son Goku swallowed terrifiedly, wiped off the cold sweat from his forehead, and exclaimed Road. He is quite confident about his own strength, but Son Gohan's realm is too high, so he can only look up. Even if you know the gap, let's become a Super Saiyan. Dad, Son Gohan said, his eyes narrowed slightly, and the oppressive feeling brought by the breath around him soared again. This situation made Son Goku understand that he can no longer maintain this posture. In one breath, Son Goku mobilized the S cells in his body, concentrated the energy of the whole body, and transformed instantly. Super Saiyan's unique golden flames radiate from the inside out, enveloping his body and enhancing his aura. Blonde, Super Saiyan First Order. The normal 50-fold increase in combat power increased Son Goku's combat power value to 21.75 billion. The sense of oppression and pain on his body was relieved a lot, and Son Goku also breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time, with a movement of his mind, the momentum of his whole body exploded in an instant, knocking back the terrifying aura that Son Gohan gave him before in an instant. For a moment just now, he almost thought he was going to be overwhelmed by Gohan's breath. Fortunately, he transformed in time, otherwise, if he was knocked out, no matter how powerful he was, he would not be able to use it. It's so dangerous, I was almost paralyzed by your anger, Gohan. Son Goku wiped the cold sweat from his forehead, and sighed as if he was alive after a catastrophe. Seeing that Son Goku has finally turned into a Super Saiyan, Son Gohan's interest only came up. Only Super Saiyan can make him seriously active. Otherwise, it would be too boring. Now that you've transformed, let me see Dad, your Super Saiyan. With a loud shout, Son Gohan chose to attack without hesitation. This is not only his obsession with fighting his father as a son in this life, but also his obsession with fighting the protagonist. In an instant, the whole body's aura was restrained and returned to the body. Son Gohan started to act among the lightning and flint, and suddenly turned into an aurora burst out. The ground under his feet collapsed in an instant, and in less than 0.01 second, Son Gohan descended in front of Son Goku. The powerful punch hit directly at Son Goku's face. There was a loud bang of boom. The unstoppable destructive blow was caught by Son Goku, and its force was removed perfectly. The terrifying power was transferred to the ground, centering on the sole of Son Goku's feet. The terrifying power tore out a huge pit with a diameter of about 10 meters on the spot and a depth of 1 meter. Son Gohan was expressionless, but Son Goku had an excited smile on his face. In the first round of confrontation, the two sides were evenly matched, and no one fell into a disadvantage. Trunks, who was watching the battle from the sidelines, was forced back by the aftermath of the battle, and fell back 10 meters away again. In the battle between these two people, he should be on the safe side and hide in a relatively safe place. At the same time, he was shocked by the collision. Brother Gohan's strength, is it that strong? it's just normal, he can rival Super Saiyan's Goku uncle. No wonder, in his world, artificial humans will be eliminated. Drop it. Trunks took a deep breath and concentrated his energy, not letting go of any details. For him, this battle might be a great opportunity. 100 meters away, where the Z fighters are. Is it possible to explode this level of power with just one blow? Piccolo was even more shocked by Son Gohan's 527 strength in the future. Take Son Goku's Super Saiyan hard in his normal state. If this kind of thing hadn't been seen with my own eyes, no matter how I thought about it, it would never have happened. Now this scene happened before his eyes. Between them, there is no one dimension at all. It also made him feel uncomfortable. Of course, it's not that he is not reconciled to the future Son Gohan, but that he is still weaker than Son Goku. For a year, he has been cultivating intensively. Thought to close the gap. He even had the confidence to surpass Son Goku, who didn't turn into a Super Saiyan. Vegeta on the side grinned angrily. He hated his incompetence and his weakness. There were bloodshot eyes, and Vegeta's anger had reached its peak. All emotions develop in the direction of hatred and anger. As the Prince of Saiyan, he is an extremely arrogant Prince of Saiyan, with royal blood, but now he is not even qualified to participate in the war. Especially, when Son Goku hadn't transformed into Super Saiyan, the coercion and aura he released under normal conditions surpassed him now. This was even more difficult for Vegeta to accept, and the resentment in his heart reached the extreme. The screen changed and he returned to the battlefield. Son Gohan's fist was still held in the palm of Son Goku and could not be withdrawn. Huh, what are you going to do with me next, Dad? Son Gohan felt amused and chuckled. Gohan, it's not good to continue to hide your strength. Use your Super Saiyan transformation quickly, or you will be defeated by me soon. With a smile on his face, Son Goku became the self-confidence after Super Saiyan, he is sure to defeat Son Gohan within 10 strokes. I don't know whether this is self-confidence, arrogance, or arrogance. Super Saiyan has indeed raised the numerical limit of his combat power to 100 million units. Son Gohan's normal combat power value is only 85 million. Compared with Son Goku's Super Saiyan, there is still a certain gap. However, the normal combat CJAJ value does not represent his normal full strength. As long as Son Gohan thinks, he can explode with a fighting power far superior to Son Goku in his normal posture. Without transforming, the energy pool of Chaosai can still be mobilized. A playful smile appeared on Son Gohan's face. Father, do you mean that in the state of Super Saiyan, facing my normal state, it only takes a little effort to defeat me? Then you are too underestimating me. The moment the voice fell, Son Gohan jerked his arm back. Fierce battle is imminent. His fierce fist and kick attacks swept Son Goku continuously like a tornado, and the continuous fatal blows were even more fatal, with infinite power. Every move and attack is extremely destructive, and it also brings a great room for reservation. Even with only one hand, it can bring out the fierce attack to the extreme. Bang, LB, boom, LB, boom, LB, boom, LB, boom, LB, boom, LB. All of a sudden, the muffled sound of punches to the flesh and the sound of impact can be heard endlessly. Son Gohan put his heart and soul into the attack, bringing his ferocious and tough attacking style to the extreme. For a moment, he relied on one hand and two legs to press and beat Son Goku. But even if he gained the upper hand in the fight of fists and kicks, Son Gohan could not suppress Son Goku in a short time. Normal posture, without reservation. No scruples, go all out. Ding. Automatically absorb the energy dropped by Super Saiyan Son Goku and convert it into energy points, 200,000. Ding. Automatically absorb the energy dropped by Super Saiyan Son Goku and convert it into energy points, 300,000. Ding. Automatically absorb the energy dropped by Super Saiyan Son Goku and convert it into energy points, 400,000. Ding. Automatically absorb the energy dropped by Super Saiyan Son Goku and convert it into energy points, 500,000. The system beeps constantly in my mind, and every time I attack, the system will absorb the energy dropped by Son Goku and convert it into energy points. That's not enough, Gohan. Son Goku handles Son Gohan's attack with ease. Just normal Son Gohan doesn't pose a threat to him, at least, he thinks so. Starting to turn from defense to offense, Son Goku took the initiative and began to put pressure on Son Gohan. He will not show mercy just because the other party is his son. Moreover, the real combat power of this kid is obviously far above him. If he doesn't seize the current opportunity to suppress it, he will be the next unlucky person. Then go ahead, Dad, you'd better speed up the attack and force me to become a Super Saiyan. Son Gohan strengthened his breath and continued to confront him. Even in the face of Son Goku's ruthless onslaught from the first level of Super Saiyan, he didn't give in at all, and he didn't even have the idea of becoming a Super Saiyan. Then you have to be careful. With a cry, Son Goku's attack accelerated. Another change in Gui Xianliu's fighting method was that he turned defense into offense, devoted himself to attack, and attacked with all his strength. So far, the battle situation has changed a little. Son Goku began to press on Son Gohan step by step, suppressing him and retreating steadily. I have to say that Son Goku is really an experienced combat genius. His attack, every move and style is extremely terrifying, precise and swift. Even when he is fully committed to the attack, he will leave a lot of room for maneuver. Being fully suppressed, Son Gohan had no chance to attack, and could only let Son Goku attack himself. But even so, his fighting skills are only stronger than Son Goku's. Even if he only has one arm, he has undergone brutal training, constantly tempering himself. Even facing existences of the same level, he may not necessarily fall into a disadvantage. With hundreds of moves, Son Goku's attacking methods were completely understood by him. After understanding Son Goku's attacking methods, it was Son Gohan's turn to counterattack. His fighting method is not as simple as it seems on the surface. Having gone through countless trials and tribulations, he has honed his combat intuition and combat skills to the extreme. Whenever Son Goku's attack is about to hit him, he can always dodge it accurately and cleverly with a strange posture, and also block it. Bang! A loud bang. Son Goku's blow missed, and the punch that could destroy everything slammed on a rocky mountain. In just a split second, the rocky mountain that was hit by the terrifying force collapsed in an instant, turning into fragments of chaotic rocks all over the place. Missed again. Same as before. The attack missed again, so Son Goku had to frown and raise his vigilance. Has he seen through my attacking method? Feeling more and more unbelievable about Son Gohan's strength, Son Goku withdrew the arm that destroyed the rocky mountain, turned around and looked at Son Gohan. So far, Son Gohan is still unscathed, and is still fighting him with only one arm. If Son Gohan's arms are still alive, I'm afraid he won't be able to resolve his offense so easily. I have already seen through your movements, Dad. Even if you are constantly changing your attack methods during the attack, trying to predict my movement trajectory in vain, and trying to hit me with this, it is useless. Your fighting style, I know all the tricks, you can't, I can too. Son Gohan said with a deadpan expression. This remark made Son Goku feel even more stimulated. Only then did Son Goku realize that he came from the future 20 years later. But Super Saiyan's posture was suppressed by Son Gohan in a normal way, which made him feel angry. The first level of Super Saiyan is not as good as his son's usual state. It's really embarrassing. As a father, he can't hold back his face. Being provoked by Son Gohan, Son Goku felt dissatisfied and his anger exploded. Impossible. Even if you really see through my attack method, it is absolutely impossible to dodge every time accurately. In this world, no one can be invulnerable. Even you are the same, Gohan. With his eyes fixed, the aura around Son Goku became fierce. In just one breath, he attacked again. The arrogance soared, and the whole person turned into an aurora, and shot out violently, killing Son Gohan. In less than 0.1 second, Son Goku's fists were wrapped in a fierce cold light, rushing to Son Gohan. The moment when the two sides looked at each other, fierce battle broke out again. Son Goku, who doesn't believe in evil, puts his heart and soul into the attack this time, intending to use an absolute offensive to completely wipe out Son Gohan. Down. This fighting style is quite similar to Vegeta's Prince fighting style. The only difference is that the Prince's tactics completely abandon defense and devote himself to attacking, giving the enemy a fatal blow. Son Goku's fighting style is both offensive and defensive, and he can switch between any mode at will, making it easy to use. Standing tens of meters away, Trunks, who was watching the battle from a close distance, was surprised from ear to ear. He saw the most unbelievable scene in his life. This big brother Gohan can play back and forth with Son Goku's Super Saiyan in a normal posture, which is inextricably linked. Although on the surface they are comparable, Son Gohan's reservation is obviously greater, and he can see that Son Goku is obviously in a hurry, eager to use an absolute offensive to kill Son Gohan. Defeat. This instead fell into Son Gohan's scheme. This brother Gohan from another parallel world is so powerful that she can't imagine. He was startled and dumbfounded. If he also has this level of strength, the artificial man is just at his fingertips and can be crushed to death at any time. This also made Trunks have a strong yearning and admiration for Son Gohan. Goku Uncle's offensive has been completely disrupted, and it is only normal to be able to check and balance with Super Saiyan. I can't imagine that once brother Gohan transforms, his strength will increase too. What kind of terrifying realm? Trunks sighed from the heart. In his view, the outcome is already obvious. Son Goku's defeat is only a matter of time. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.